Okay, we are live. For those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master for this evening. With me is one of the regular fixtures of the Live from the Sword Coast podcast, Jeff Ivey.
Hey, guys.
This evening, we're taking a bit of a break again with the holidays coming. We've had some difficulty getting our regular players together. And with today being the date that Star Wars The Force Awakens opens in North America, we thought it would be appropriate to give a try to Star Wars Edge of the Empire, the role-playing game published by Fantasy Flight, and it is the current sort of iteration of the Star Wars role-playing games. So, without further ado, Jeff and I, prior to the going live in the session, have talked about the system and the characters that he'll be playing this evening. Jeff is playing two characters. Do you want to do a quick intro of who your two guys are?
Sure. I'll be playing Pash. He is a smuggler, and he is basically a combination of luck and bad luck. So
this is what Pash looks like.
He's had a difficult life.
Mm-hmm.
And I will also be playing 41 Vex. He is a droid doctor, and he is into self-improvement, as you can see by the image there.
There is 41 Vex. Now, I should say that the adventure we're playing tonight comes from the beginner game for Edge of the Empire. If you are interested in playing this adventure at some point, you probably shouldn't listen to the podcast. It's going to spoil a bunch of the adventure for you. If you're a game master, hopefully this will give you a preview of what the game is about and help you decide whether or not it is for you. So, without further ado, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, our scroll is Escape from Mos Shuta. It is a period of unrest and opportunity in the galaxy. The Galactic Empire struggles to maintain control in the midst of civil war. Meanwhile, scoundrels and smugglers, explorers and expatriates, and fringers of all types scramble for a living on the edges of the galactic civilization. It is a hard life, but these renegades have more freedom and opportunity than any citizen of the core worlds. On the desert world of Tatooine, a few renegades have run afoul of a local crime boss, Teemo the Hutt. Trapped in the tiny spaceport of Mos Shuta, the renegades have no choice but to steal a starship and flee Teemo's forces. Fortunately, a suitable starship has recently docked at the landing bay, a freighter called the Krayt Fang, captained by a Trandoshan slaver named Trex. As they flee through the sun-baked streets, the renegades duck into the local cantina to hide from their pursuers. At this point, I guess the camera would pan down to a ochre-colored planet, and we would have a slide wipe to Vex and Pash, or 41 Vex and Pash, running down the street. Pash, door opens, he docks in, grabs 41 Vex, and he pulls him in after him. Now, Jeff, both because of the... Oh, you know what? Actually, I don't think 41 Vex would necessarily take it. Let's see here. Oh, it doesn't make him immune. Okay, so both of you take 2 strain for running in the heat.
Okay. Take some dice for this.
Okay. So, as you duck into the door, you step down a short flight of stairs into the cantina's shadowy common room. The cool air of blessed relief from the scorching heat of Tatooine. Incidentally, Mos Shuta this is sort of a map of Mos Shuta. It's
okay.
Basically on top. Actually, here, this is probably a little cooler. It's a picture of Mos Shuta. So it sits atop kind of a what are they called? A bluff, rocky bluff. So there are sort of cliffs all around the side, and then there's the buildings built up to the edge of the bluff. The Deveronian bartender, they're the dudes with the horns on their head, pauses in his chores to stare at you, his devilish features intimidating. On a stage against the far wall, a Twi'lek woman dances to recorded music. The Twi'leks are the ones with the tentacles on their head.
Yeah.
Private booths line the wall, and the cantina floor is scattered with tables and chairs. A few patrons turn in their seats to stare at you. The only other exits you see from the room are what looks to be a storage closet in one corner and a doorway behind the Twi'lek dancer. The arched roof above you is supported by thick, heavy struts. You only have a few moments to find a hiding place before Timo's Gamorrean thugs arrive. What do you do?
We take a seat at one of the booths.
Okay.
And Pash pushes 41 Vex into the booth and sort of tries to block him in with his body and make him less obvious. He looks at him and he says, "Man, you are not stealthy with all these ungodly gadgets and doodads."
Okay. So, what I need you to both do, or for both guys, is make a cool check for me, please. And that will be a difficulty of 1. So, to do that, basically what you do is just take your, whatever the dice pool is for your cool, and then add 1 difficulty dice in and give her a roll.
Okay. So 41 Vex got 2 successes and an advantage.
Nice. Okay. And how did Pash do?
I gotta change the dice.
Sure.
Pash. Well, there it is. Got 1 advantage.
1 advantage. Okay. He didn't succeed?
He did not succeed.
Okay. So I should mention too, in addition to the I've got one set of the sort of the actual dice. I also got there's a dice rolling app you can get for phones and tablets, and there's the online rolling one too. So it's cool because there's a couple different ways to get access to those special dice. Okay, so the advantage, so Vex is, or 41 Vex is easily hidden. And what do you think the advantage would be?
I think the advantage is that he's actually got sort of a cloaking, like a personalized, some kind of device that cloaks his appearance a little bit. So if you don't directly look at him, if you just scan the room, you might not notice him.
Okay. Well, also, it's
nothing powerful, just like, I don't know.
What it is
a flashing light or something that sort of. He
sort of maybe turns his head a little bit, so like the light in his eyes kind of he looks like just a metal, like what do you call it? Like it's a metal just part of the display.
Right.
And for Pash, what I'll say is he sits down, but in the course of doing that, he doesn't really do a very good job. But the advantage is that he got his blaster out. Yeah, his blaster pistol out, so he doesn't have to spend a maneuver trying to draw it.
Okay.
So he kind of thought, he's got it underneath the table. Okay. The moments after you Pash throws Vex into the seat, and he dives in next to him. A small troop, a duo of pig-like Gamorreans carrying heavy, bone-breaking clubs step through the door. Teemo's enforcers. They blink their beady little eyes in the gloom and peer about. And then one of them lets loose a piercing shriek. You're spotted. Things are about to get violent. And if you need a reminder of what Gamorreans look like, that is a Gamorrean. So
they're awesome.
They squeal. Okay, so here's how initiative works in the Star Wars game. It's a little different than other games where basically what you would normally do is you would make a cool, if you knew that combat was coming, you would use cool. If you didn't know that combat was coming, you would use vigilance. It's a straight just skill test. Whoever has the most successes, they go first and so forth. But it's not, it is arranged in the order of PCs versus NPCs. So you like everyone rolls, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go at the time they roll. It sets the PC slots, and then the PCs get to decide where they what order they want to go in. Mm-hmm. So in this case, because you failed, what it means is one PC will go, then the NPCs will go, then one PC will go. But you get to decide what order that goes in.
Okay.
Okay. So then top of the round is one of the PCs. So who would like to go? Vex or what do you call it? So these two Gamorrean guards have kind of stalked in, and they see you, and they're going to be charging over to lay in some beats. You know, Teemo isn't a particularly forgiving hut.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Pash was ready for this, so he had his pistol already drawn.
Yep.
So he turns and fires.
Awesome. Okay, so you get a maneuver and a action. Things like on the character sheet, it's listed there what your maneuvers can be. So things like aim gives you a blue die for your attack. Taking cover gives a black die to attacks against you. And then the rest of them I think are pretty straightforward.
Okay. For this one, I will aim.
You aim, sweet. Okay, so then if you're going to aim and open fire, you go ahead. You're making a ranged light attack, and it's a difficulty of 2 because it is short ranged. And you'll get to add your boost die as well.
Is the ranged light? Oh,
yes. Actually,
it's the one that's already on the pistol, right?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, yeah. So it's a 1 yellow, 2 green, plus a blue.
And then against 2 purple.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Rolling. 2 successes and an advantage.
Sweet. Okay. Now, advantage in combat is something kind of specific. There are specific trade-offs that you can get for it. So, advantage in combat, what you can do with it is you could recover 1 strain. You could add 1 boost die, a blue dice, to the next allied character's check.
Yeah.
Or you could notice an important point in the ongoing conflict, like a location of a blast door's control panel or a weak point on attacker's speeder or something like that.
I'll say that Pash alerted 41 Vex and is adding a blue die to his next maneuver.
Nice. Okay. So, I'm sorry, how many successes? 2?
2.
2. Awesome. So that's 8 damage. Their soak is a 3, which means, wow, they take 5 wounds. So one of them squeals in pain as the blaster hits it in the kind of square in the center. It's not down, but it's looking really bad. Okay, so that is his turn. The bad guy's turn. So one of the thugs comes running up with his cudgel and is going to try and brain Vex. It's the guy that you hurt. I rolled, let's see here, no successes and 1, no, and then no, but 2 advantages. So, actually 3 advantages. So what I'll say happens is He goes in and kind of like swings at you wildly, smashes the back of the booth, and kind of scatters things. But Vex or Pash has to kind of duck forward, and what that does is leave him open for the other Gamorrean's attack.
Cool.
The other Gamorrean tries to go in. He gets a blue with it. And how do we do here? I got one success and one advantage. So this one kind of batters up against Pash's head, and it takes damage is 6 in total. And subtract your soak and apply that as a wound.
Okay, 2 wounds.
Okay, so you kind of hits you, and then that sort of staggers you back. So the next Gamorrean will have a bonus blue die again. You kind of got just like positioned poorly, I guess, by these things. Now it is Vex's turn.
Vex. He also has a light blaster.
Yep. Well, he's got a light blaster versus the blaster pistol. Like a light blaster.
I see. Okay, yeah. I don't think he wants to throw a stun grenade in the bar. Roll engaged. So we're in. The range is medium, long, and engaged. Oh,
Yeah.
and short.
Okay. Short is they're now engaged. They were at short.
Okay.
Hold up.
So if he tries to use his blaster, there's a penalty.
There is. Hold up here. I can tell you what that is. Yeah. Engaged with so short range is actually only a difficulty of 1. Short range is a difficulty 1. Engaged is a difficulty of 1, which is then modified. If it's a ranged light weapon, it's +1, so it becomes a difficulty of 2. If it is ranged, no, sorry, what that becomes then is 1 red die. Ranged with a heavy is a +2 difficulty. The way difficulty works is you first step up the dice to the next, so like a purple becomes a red, and then another step would be a new purple die.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it would be basically 1 red die by using the blaster at this range.
Okay. He'll go for it.
Okay, he has a maneuver as well too. What does he want to do with that? I guess draw the blaster, hey?
Yeah, he has to draw it in this case.
Okay, and go ahead.
So it's 2 green and a blue versus a red.
That's right.
Okay.
And is he shooting the first Gamorrean, the one that was hit already?
Is their positioning have any effect on it right now? Like, I know. I think he might. Who swung first and hit the bench? The injured one?
The injured one.
Yeah, that would be the one he would take fire on because I think he'd have a clearer shot at that guy.
Sure, that sounds good.
Yeah, Pash ducked out of the way, and so that's who he's shooting.
Okay.
Whoa, 3 successes, but 1 disadvantage or whatever it's called, or threat. 1 threat.
1 threat. Okay, so what that means is you take 1 strain. So his strain is now 3. And we'll say happening is just it's sort of he's because it's such a like wild melee, he kind of takes aim and fires off a shot and downs that the last Gamorrean or the one Gamorrean. He spins it and it falls to the ground, squeals I guess, and falls to the ground. But the shot sort of he made the shot when he was off balance, so he kind of stumbles back and kind of catches himself. Maybe he's knocked further back into the booth.
Yeah.
Okay. So then top of the round, it is Pash. What's he doing? There's 1 Gamorrean left here.
I don't know that there's any advantage to trying to use his fists.
No, not versus. Well, the advantage to using the fist is the difficulty would be 2 purple versus 1 red.
Right. But he's slightly better with his pistol, and it does a lot more damage.
Yes. Yeah.
I think he'll attempt to fire his pistol. And he's also... Oh, I could disengage?
Yep.
And what does that do for me?
That means you're going to short range, which means a difficulty of 1 purple.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what he'll do.
Okay. So how does that look?
He's going to sort of like he took that last blow, and now he's sort of rolled with the hit, and so he's just a little bit of ways away from him. Nice. He rolls up onto 1 knee and he fires.
Awesome. Awesome. Go ahead and make a shot. Difficulty is 1 purple.
Okay. Rolling. 3 successes and an advantage.
Awesome. Let's see here. So the advantage, here we go. Sweet. Again, you can recover 1 strain, add a blue to the next attack. We don't have this in your things here, but some weapons have specific qualities to them that you can trigger with advantage.
He will add advantage to Vex's next roll again.
Nice.
He's just drawn the attention of the... What are they called?
Gamorrean.
Okay. Yeah, so he's just drawn his attention away.
Well, you did, let's see here, 6 plus 3 is 9. That's actually enough to down it.
Oh, okay.
You fire, and this thing kind of squeals and hits the ground. Well, what I'll allow is if... because that's such a just a quick flurry of violence. If 4-1 Vex wants to say or do something, to the crowd, he'll get a boost from it. So, yeah. So okay. So because that encounter is over, what that means is you guys get to recover an amount of. You get a chance to capture your breath. You get to recover strain equal to your presence or your ranks in cool. So 4-1 Vex recovers 2 strain. He's down to 1. Pash recovers all of his strain.
Cool.
Okay, so the Gamorreans lie smoking, and everyone is kind of like, there's a hush that falls over the cantina. What do you say? Or do?
Vex looks at the crowd and he says, no worry, folks. It's just an old gambling debt.
Okay. What does Vex's voice sound like? Because droids can sound like, all run the gamut of, robotic sounding with that kind of sound, a robotic, like English language thing, or any kind of accent you can think of.
I think he's got a pretty standard robotic sound to his voice, but it's very soothing. He's upgraded it so it's sort of got this like soothing nature to it, right?
You installed the bedside manner patch.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, he's a doctor, right? He wants people to feel comfortable.
You get an extra boost for that. That's a fucking great description. So what I'll ask you to do is make a. Let's see here. What would it be? I'll say a charm check. So your charm is green and a yellow. So green, yellow, and 2 blues against a difficulty of 1.
Okay. 1 success and 3 advantages.
Whoa. Okay, so with 3 advantages, the crowd is in the palm of your hand. What to actually, you know what? At once the silence kind of finishes, there's a bit of a pause after 4-1 Vex says that, and then there's sort of like slow applause that happens. The Deveronian bartender approaches and laughs a little. He says, "I guess you're the folks that need to get off. I guess you're folks who need to get off planet in a hurry. The good news is that I happen to know that there's a freighter in the landing bay, in Landing Bay Orek right now. The bad news is its captain, Trex, is an associate of the Hutts and won't just let you on. The other bad news is that is that I know the reason that it's still in the landing bay, and it's because it's got a broken hypermatter reactor igniter and won't be flying anywhere until it gets a new one installed. I bet Vorn over at the junk shop has one." He kind of claps you on the shoulder and grins at you and says, "Now get out of my cantina."
You got it. Thanks for the advice.
So, what are you going to do? Vorn's, incidentally, is, let's see here, the cantina and Vorn's, actually not too far away. If you can see here, the cantina is number 8 down at the bottom here, and Vorn's is right over here. So, unfortunately, Timo kind of controls this town, right? It's all under the Hutt's thumb. So I'm actually just going to take a quick bathroom break and grab some more coffee, and then you can tell me what your plan is for getting over to Vorn's, or whether you're going to follow the Deveronian's advice. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Oh,
well,
old man bladder.
Yeah, I think we're gonna head over to the junkyard or the junk shop and see if we can secure a hypermatter reactor igniter from Vorn.
Okay. So the making your way through the streets, is there something you're going? It's not far away. It's only a couple things away, but these the 2 Gamorreans that you dropped are certainly not the last of Timo's like kind of thugs. Is there something you think you might want to do to try and?
I think we're gonna go for speed over stealth in this case.
Okay.
We're gonna try and just book it there.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get you to make athletics checks for your guys, and I'll put the difficulty at 1.
2 green.
You know what? I'm actually gonna put the difficulty at 2 just because of the heat. No, you know what I'll do is difficulty is 1, but I'm gonna add a complicating thing, so a black die.
Okay. Yeah. Vex rolls. Oh, a failure and an advantage.
Failure and an advantage. Okay. And how?
Just a sec. 3 green. Pash rolls a success and a threat.
A successful threat. Nice. So, what happens is you duck out of the, you go up the stairs and you duck outside. The bright sun and the blasting heat of the Tatooine surface of Tatooine and the Twin Suns is a stark contrast to the cantina. You sort of do a quick look up and down the street, sand and dust filled street. There doesn't appear to be any of the lurking or hulking green figures that are Timo's Gamorreans. Pash, you go racing out, followed by 4-1 Vex shortly behind you, him kind of clanking along. You race out to the corner, you kind of duck down. You realize there's a bit of a wide thoroughfare that you're going to have to cross in order to get into the junk shop. You do a quick look up and down and sprint over. You get there and you look back and you see that 4-1 Vex is kind of hobbling along and is taking much longer than than you feel is necessary. 4-1 Vex, you kind of turn your head to the side and you see, crap, there's 2 Gamorreans who are interrogating a Jawa or a pair of Jawas that are in the town, and they're only about maybe 30 feet or so away from you. And you're like, oh, I need to hurry up. And that's when Pash turns and yells out, "Hurry up, droid!" And at that moment, the Gamorreans look over and they squeal as they see their quarry, 4-1 Vex. So, it's 2 other Gamorreans who can see you now. The initiative will be the same, 1 PC, then the NPC's 1 PC. Who would like to go first?
Well, since Vex rolled the advantage, I'll say that he'll go first.
Okay. So what's he going to do?
Well, I guess he's going to attempt to fire on these guys.
Okay. So they are, I'm going to say short range way. So the difficulties of 1.
Okay. He's going to use his maneuver to aim then.
Nice.
All right. 2 green. That's the right range. So what does aim do again?
Aim gives a boost blue.
A blue, okay.
Yeah.
Roll is a success and an advantage.
Nice. Okay. Remember that you could use that advantage to recover 1 strain, to add a boost to one of your allies, to notice something important, like location of a blast door's control panel or a weak point. Any of those sound attractive?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna continue to pass the dice along.
Okay,
pass
so
the advantage dice or whatever it's called to
nice.
Ash.
Okay, so then with 1 success, that means damage is 6. His soak is 3. Okay, so one of them squeals in pain as it hit, and it kind of squeals in fury. Its face is pretty much a perpetual snarl as it is, but it gets even more savage as it runs forward towards you. So the 1 Gamorrean comes, uses his maneuver to charge forward and make an attack. He gets 1 success, 2 successes and 2 advantage. Yeah, he is hits and does 7 points of damage to 4/1 Vex.
Wow.
So,
and then I take his soak away after that?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So he hits him, and then what he does is kind of batters him off balance. So he will take a black die to his next action. And the other one kind of tries to charge Vex. Squeals and charges in with his cudgel. That is no failure with one target, or sorry, one threat. So yet, okay. So he suffers no strain. He actually manages to injure himself. So he goes, some squealing comes running, and he's so anxious to hit Vash or Pash rather, that he swings wide, and he ends up Pash kind of ducks back in the doorway. The door opens a bit, and the cudgel kind of carries forward, and the Gamorrean slams his hand against the door frame. Kind of squeals and starts sucking on his wounded wrist. Pash's turn. What's he doing?
He's gonna use this little opening that this Gamorrean made and turn and take aim on the one that's attacking 41.
Sweet. That means you get 2 boosts for it.
Nice.
Okay. So 2 blue plus whatever you got, and it's short range.
Okay. Roll them up. Oh, nice. 3 successes and an advantage.
Nice. Bang! He's dead. And how does the advantage factor in? You want to pass that along to 4/1 Vex?
Yeah, I think so. That makes the most sense.
Okay, so how does that manage? Like how does that work?
He sort of fires his blaster in such a way that it goes, right across the snout of the other Gamorrean.
Nice. Okay, so the other one kind of is, as he's going along, you fire past him. He kind of, his hand comes out of his mouth. There's some spittle that comes out, and he kind of looks around, trying to find an outlet for his rage. Now it's top of the round. It is 4/1 Vex. What's he doing?
He's going to use his maneuver to use an emergency repair kit.
Nice. Okay. So
that heals the 4 wounds that he just got.
Okay. So I think he needs to he would need to draw that thing as well. He needs to ready it and then use a maneuver to use it. But yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
You would have to stow your gun, then get it out, then use it?
No. He could use a free hand to take it out, but he just needs a maneuver to draw it and a maneuver to use it.
Okay.
What you could have done, if you had rolled 2 advantage last time, what you could have done is yelled out for him to take a maneuver. He could have drawn his thing that turn, as the free maneuver. And then on his turn, use the maneuver to use the repair kit and then use an action to fire again.
Oh, so you can use the advantage to give a maneuver to someone else.
That costs you 2. So it costs you 2 advantage to give a maneuver to someone else. But that's just something to bear in mind for future.
Okay.
Okay. So what?
Well, then he'll just take aim. He'll just take aim and fire. Then
you know what he could also do is he could choose to take 2. He could do 2 maneuvers this round if he takes 2 strain.
Oh, well, I think he can still use the emergency kit after combat, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well then he'll just try and finish this guy off.
Okay, so he gains the benefit of the boost die, but he also has a black die from the Gamorrean's last turn.
Right.
Okay, So go ahead and make your shot. It'll be short range, so difficulty is 1 purple.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Whoa. 1 success, but 4 advantages.
Whoa! I believe we have our first critical hit.
Oh, yeah. His late blaster is a critical hit on 4.
Yep. So why don't you? Okay, so here's the one thing where you actually do need one other kind of dice, other than the special dice. You need percentile dice.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I've got them on my DM screen. Okay, so the damage will be 1 success means 6 damage, so it takes 3, and then go ahead and roll percentile.
Percentile 81.
81. Wounded. Oh, until the end of the encounter, the target cannot voluntarily suffer strain to activate any abilities or gain additional maneuvers.
Cool.
And okay, so you can see this is the whole list of critical effects here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And then as you suffer more critical, like none of them are like D&D types things where you're just like dead. It's progressively complicating ones. And then your critical hits have to be healed separately from your wounds. Secuous. What are you doing, Emmy? What? Oh, Emmy, dude. The Jaden's home. Hey, Ambone.
Hello.
That's why Emmy was all excited. Sorry, I got my phone's downstairs, but I was charging. I didn't get a text. That's if you did text, that's why I didn't respond.
No worries.
Okay, so the yeah, so that Gamorrean is winded. It is now the Gamorrean's turn. So this thing kind of once again kind of actually I'm going to make a cool check for it and see if it freaks out and runs, because I think that it might do that. Yep. Kind of squeals, turns and runs, starts running down the, uses its 2 maneuvers to move to short range and then medium range. So he's racing down the street. Now it is Pasha's turn. What's he doing?
It's a tough moral dilemma. You'll shoot a foe in the back or let him get away and possibly alert more people to where you are. I guess the question would be, will what's his name?
Timo?
Timo kill us
Oh yeah.
at this point? Okay, well if it's my life or his,
Hudson,
then there's not really a decision.
And kill you if you're lucky. It's more likely that they'll do something much, much more horrible.
Then I would probably just shoot him in the back.
Okay. Go ahead.
I take aim and I fire.
Nice. So difficulty will be +2. Or sorry, it'll be 2 purple.
Did you see this?
What's that? Yes, that was in the wash. That's my old shoe.
Okay.
Yeah. She, I'm kind of keeping that around so that when she decides she wants to chew on shoes, she's just got that one to work
This
on.
one?
Yeah. I just leave it downstairs, so you can just toss it down there. I'll put it away afterwards. What's up? Huh?
3 successes and 2 advantages.
Oh, awesome! So, bam, you fire, and he squeals and boom falls down. What do you want to use your advantage for? So 2 is you perform an immediate free maneuver. Oh, you could. You know what I'll let you do is basically trade it for a 2-for-1 basis. If you want to get rid of, normally you can use advantage to get rid of strain. 4-1 Vex still has 1 point of strain. You could kind of like, all right, y'all right there, kind of like make sure that 4/1 Vex kind of like catches his breath, as it were.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and so he'd steady himself and get rid of that last point of strain.
Okay.
Okay, so you kind of take a look around. The crowd kind of, has, well, I mean, the crowd's kind of scattered from the street at this point. And you can hear squeals from elsewhere in town. What are you gonna do?
Well, 4/1 Vex is going to use his emergency repair kit.
Okay. So
He has 2, it says.
Yep.
Okay, so he will heal himself.
Okay.
And do we think that Vorn knows that we're, like, what side we're on already or not? Like, do we think that he would still think we're working for Teemo, or?
Why don't you make a streetwise check for me for Pash? Difficulty is one purple.
Okay.
It's an easy check.
Streetwise. He is 3 green. Okay. He got a success.
Nice. Okay, so you know that you haven't necessarily met Vorn. Vorn's this old human who runs a this junk shop. He sort of supplies all the odd parts and so forth that are needed to keep a lot of Teemo's fleet running. But he's not an agent of his. He wouldn't, obviously, if he lives in this town, he doesn't want to piss off Teemo. But you might be able to, kind of trick him, I guess.
Right, that was sort of the idea. Like, can we possibly try and bluff him out of a hypermatter reactor igniter?
Yep. If he's got one, you potentially could. You could use negotiate. You could.
I also have deception.
Yeah, deceit. You could use deceit to try and trick him.
Okay.
Yep. You could use charm to try and convince him. So, okay. So you're heading into his. What do you call it?
His junk shop.
Okay. So you, what do you call it? The door, kind of the rusted old door, slides to the side again. And you and Vex step inside. The junk shop is surrounded by a scrapyard, which and the junk shop is made of this old pour stone building. As you step inside, you see a hunched old human male lurking behind a low counter covered with disassembled droid and machine parts. The man glances up at you and then turns to, with a kind of a scowl on his face, to a garbage can-shaped R5 droid standing at his side. He kicks the droid and shrieks, "You're supposed to tell me when I have customers, you bucket of bolts. Go outside and finish stripping that speeder bike rack." The droid kind of trundles off with a surly woo, and the man turns to you. "Welcome, customers. As you can see," he points to the racks and shelves of enormous buckets full of scrap metal and parts. "I have anything you could want for the right price. What can I do for you?"
So I'm going to try and use charm here at the beginning.
Okay. What do you say?
Ah, Vorn. I can see that you have everything. What we're looking for is a hypermatter reactor igniter.
Okay, go ahead and make a charm check against okay. So his charm, it's going to be this is a contested roll. The way that contested rolls work in Star Wars is rather than having like 2 separate rolls, you essentially sort of flip the dice of the person's who you're targeting, their skill.
Right, and then you roll against them.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's all in one roll. So Vex, or not Vex, Vorn has it's against his discipline. So it's 1 purple and 1 red. But because he's an ass and he's so ill-natured, there's 1 black as well. but your role playing was good, so I'm going to give you 1 blue.
Okay. So the loaded roll.
Loaded roll. You got it.
All right, here we go. I wish it made a sound effect that people at home could hear while it was rolling.
The
Wow.
the handheld app makes makes sounds like Star Wars sounds when you use it.
Oh, no way. Cool.
Yeah.
And this was a crazy roll.
Okay.
He rolled a lot of threats, but I rolled even more advantages.
Oh,
A single success and 2 advantages.
nice. Okay. The what he says to you. Ah, well, thanks for the kind words. I've only got 1 hypermatter reactor igniter, and I did promise it to Captain Trex of the Crate Fang.
I'm just going to roll right in. I'm going to go, well, that is the best news I've heard all day. Captain Trex just sent us here to pick it up for him.
Awesome. I'm going to give you 2 boosts for your roll. Now make a deceit versus a purple and a red. So you'll roll your deceit plus 2 blues and a purple and a red.
Rolling up. 2 successes and an advantage.
And he says, "Really? Well, that's fortuitous. How wonderful! I won't have to make my way down to the hangar. Here, I'll get that for you."
Oh, excellent.
So you what do you call it? Reach underneath the he goes underneath, brings it out, and he says, "Well, just and Captain Trex has promised payment for this as well."
Yeah, Trex is with Timo right now, just collecting payment for a, was he a bounty hunter?
Yes.
Just collecting payment on a bounty. And as soon as he gets that money from Timo, he was coming right here to pay you for this. He just needs us to get it installed while he's collecting the money.
Oh, I didn't realize he took on a crew, but that's fine. It's fine for me. Thank you, boys. Thank you, son. You have a good day. Stay out of the heat.
Great, thanks, Vorn.
Okay, that's awesome. So
That went nice and smooth.
Yeah. Okay, so you turn and where are you heading now? Okay, so here's actually something else you know. So any ship that comes in is going to have a docking clamp attached to it to sort of prevent it from leaving without paying the fees. Docking clamp controls, Pash, you know this because you've been moving your ship in and out of this town for 8 weeks now. Mos Shuta. So the docking clamp is the controls are at the command and control facility, which is on the edge of Mos Shuta. Let's see here. Yeah, spaceport control. So this is again Mos Shuta, cantina, the junk shop, and up here is spaceport control. And then over here is the hangar.
Do I know enough about the ship to make this repair, or does 41 Vex?
41 Vex, I think, does. Let's see. What's 41 Vex's? Where is it? Mechanics. Yeah, 41 Vex's mechanics is quite good.
Oh, it's really good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, he can reinstall that thing.
Okay. Cool. So we should probably head to the control room and get the clamp off the ship.
Okay.
How heavily guarded would it be, Kev? Very?
The command and control. Why don't you make another streetwise check for me, please? Difficulty for this one will be, I'm going to say average, so 2. 2 purple. But you know what I will give you is because you've probably been in and out, I'm going to give you a boost for it.
Okay, well, I rolled 2 successes and a advantage, and I'll just roll the boost separate. The boost was nothing, so.
Okay, nice. Okay, so 2 successes is okay. So you actually not only do you know where what's typically stationed there, which is there will be 2 security droids that are standing at attention outside of the place, and the security droids. Oops. Look.
Do we have any credits or anything to work with here, or is this all going to be combat and skill checks and?
Do you have any? Oh, I think. Oh, you do. Yeah. Pash. Oh, sorry. 41 Vex has got 400 credits, and Pash has 400 credits.
Okay. And what do I have an idea of what the docking fees are like?
The docking fees are. Let's see here. Well, the first thing is you need to actually convince. You have to convince her that it is. That's your ship, because when
right.
When the thing docked, but the docking fees I'm going to say are 200 credits.
Okay. Because then in this case, I think that we will attempt to pay. I'm just thinking of what our strategy would be.
Sure.
I think we'll attempt to convince her that we'll attempt to pay it.
Yeah. So it's a woman named Overseer Bryn. This is what Overseer Bryn looks like.
Uh-oh. She looks bitchy. Trouble.
So Overseer Bryn, and then she has she will have 2 what do you call it? 2 security droids outside, look like La, and 2 inside as well.
Oh wow!
Because you rolled 2 successes and you got an advantage, I'm going to allow you to tell me what's Pash's relationship with the Overseer. Does he have a history with her, or?
Yeah, I mean, he probably does have some kind of a history with her, I would think.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that he's friendly to the ladies, so it's not a flirting relationship, but it's a friendly relationship.
Okay. So it's sort of like a collegial, like professional to professional kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So the spaceport control facility is a low squat. Well, I guess first off, how are you? What's your strategy for getting to the spaceport control? Because it is, it's pretty much. There's a couple main, there's main roads you could take to get there. From here up to there, like you could follow along here, I guess, or you can try to skirt through the back alleys or on the roofs. Like, what's your thought here?
How big is this part that we're carrying?
Maybe about like yay.
Oh, it's not okay.
Yeah.
We will attempt to use speed again. We're
Okay.
trying to stay ahead of them figuring out what we're up to.
Sounds good. So why don't you make another? So it's an easy test. So 1 purple, and I'll add 1 because of the heat. I'll add 1 black. 1 complication.
Okay. Here we go. First for Pash. 2 successes and an advantage.
Nice. Okay.
So for the advantage, can he use it to help Vex?
Yes, I'll allow you to do that. Sure.
Okay, I'll say that he takes the he'll carry the part.
Okay.
And 2 green. Oops. Roll. No successes, but an advantage.
Okay. So what happens is you sort of are racing down through the streets. As you sort of wind your way through these all 10. I mean, the buildings are all kind of the same color. It's that beige-ish kind of porestone structure you see in Mos Eisley. You get to sort of the edge of the alleyway, I guess, that leads right up to the entrance to the spaceport control and or control facility. And 4-1 Vex is trying to keep up as best he can, but he sees that some Gamorreans step out of one of the other alleyways, and it's Pash is sort of ready to head in to the spaceport, like race across the street and get into the spaceport facility, or at least get to where the two security droids are standing. 4-1 Vex is still sort of behind, so these Gamorreans are coming out between where the two of them are. So you drew a straight line from where 4-1 Vex is to the Gamorreans to Pash to the spaceport facility. However, the advantage is that the Gamorreans haven't spotted 4-1 Vex yet.
Oh.
So even though he's behind, he still hasn't been. They haven't spied him. So
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Is there anywhere that he can attempt to hide?
Yep, sure. What you tell me? What is it like a sort of an alleyway, or is there like a stall that's set up that he's going to try and duck behind?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that there's like a pile of garbage and sort of a barrel out there, and he's gonna try and duck behind it.
Yeah. So maybe there's like a pile of scrap, like droid parts, or whatever. And he just kind of drops down and tries to fake it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Why don't you make a stealth check, and I'll give you a boost to that. And the difficulty will be 2 purple. That'll be their perception.
Okay. Oh, well, he failed.
Okay.
And he got 2 advantages.
Okay. So he drops to the ground and clank hits. The Gamorreans kind of snort and start to, stalking over in his direction. The advantage is they haven't spotted him.
They just heard something.
They heard something, and they're stalking over, and sort of in like your eyes don't shift, I guess, but in your ocular or your visual sensors, you're lying there, and you can see their big green sandaled, disgusting feet kind of stalking around, and they're kind of poking at some of the trash around you. Pash, you see this happening.
Pash, he looks around and he picks something up off the ground, like a rock or anything that he can see, and he throws it into the alley across the way from where Vex is.
Like from where the Gamorreans came?
Well, like they're heading back towards Vex.
Yeah.
So like he's gonna try and throw something to the other side of the street.
Okay, they kind of came on the way I was picturing is that they kind of came out from that side too, but they could easily come out from the other side. Like there's no reason why. So they've walked out and kind of and now. So what I'm going to let you do is make a. I'll let you make a brawl check, and I'm assuming you're kind of like trying to take an aim it. So go ahead and take a boost with that as well.
Okay.
So difficulty 2 purple because it'll be medium.
Okay. Rolls. Oh wow, 2 successes and 3 advantages.
Wow. Okay. So the what do you call it? You throw it and it kind of clank and hits, and it's like ringing the dinner bell for a dog because the two of them turn and go racing off down that that alleyway.
Nice.
Vex kind of looks and sees that this has happened, then stands, I guess, stands back up once you know that they're gone, and
Yeah.
races across the dusty street and up towards where Pash is. So, what are you doing to go into the, like, what's the plan here to get into the command and control area or the spaceport facility?
Well, whatever people would normally do to go pay their freight charge
Okay.
or their dock charge or whatever it's called.
Normally you can pay it at the like you go up and kind of pay it with credits to the droids that are waiting outside. In order to yeah, so to get past the guards, what you'd have to do is either use deceit or coerce. So either like trick them, like, hey, yeah, I'm here from so and so. I need to talk to so and so about the. I need to talk to
Overseer Bryn.
Yeah, I need to talk to Bryn about the things, or you could sneak in, or you can just fight your way in.
Yeah, I think that we will try and coerce or deceive the droids outside.
Okay. So what's sort of the, how are you going to approach that? Actually, just give me a second. I got to go to the washroom again.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, you in there, bud? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, we'll go downstairs.
I ordered quiet and play Destiny on my Xbox.
As long as you got headphones on, that's fine, bud.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, of course. Don't have voice chat on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's only. But no, otherwise, yeah, go ahead, bud. Absolutely. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so, sorry, what's the strategy for getting into the spaceport?
Overseer Bran would know that myself and Vex work for what's his name?
For
Homie? Timu.
Yep.
Yeah.
She
Right?
Yeah, I think she probably would. I mean, but I guess I'm in what do you call it? In this town. Oh gosh, what is the? I don't know why I have such a hard time remembering. Mos Shuta. I'm gonna write that down somewhere so I can stop looking it up. I mentioned that there's not a lot of people who don't work for, at least the people who are, successful in this town. They'll probably mostly work for Team of the Hutt.
Right. That would make sense.
Yeah. Go see Jaden. Go see him.
Okay, then the cover story is just that Timu sent us down here to replace this part. He made me bring this droid Vex down here to replace this part for Trex.
Nice.
And he told me to stop here and pay his docking fee while I was at it.
Okay. Okay, then I'm going to give you a boost for your deceit check against the droids. So you walk up,
Okay.
and they've got, what do you call it, the kind of like robotic, voice that droids have. They look and say, Captain Pash. Your
Good day. Business with Overseer Bryn.
docking fees. So it's, docking fees for the Eovar are not due. Have you repaired the Eovar? You may remember the ship that broke on the
Right. Well, I don't know. Timo told us to come here and pay it.
Okay, so go ahead and make your roll. You get 1 boost, and the droid's discipline is 1 red.
1 red. 1 success, 2 advantages.
Nice. Okay, so they say, oh, if Timo sent you, then that's fine. Overseer Bryn is inside. So they turn, and then the doors to the thing kind of, open up, and you are able to make your way inside. The advantage will be, well, what do you think? I'm happy to take some suggestions here.
It's hard to take any advantage from sort of one scene to the next in this case.
Yeah, like I think unless it's let's see here. You know what I'll do is I'll allow you to ignore 1 negative penalty in the next one. So difficulty with what you'll do is you will just scale down the difficulty of whatever your next action is.
Okay, and I'm going to say it's just because Pash is feeling really like he's starting to feel really comfortable and relaxed. Like this might actually work, like things are going smooth,
Yeah.
We got the part. If we can just pay Bryn and Vex can fix this thing, we're out of here.
Nice. Okay.
So it's sort of confidence.
Okay. So you step inside. As soon as you step through the doorway, you step into a large chamber crowded with computer equipment and centered around a large hollow display showing a plot of the local aerospace. Standing in front of the display with her arms folded behind her back is a human woman that you recognize as Bryn. As you watch, she speaks into a headset in a formal, commanding tone. Imperial Shuttle Lambda 11238. This is Overseer Bryn with Spaceport Control. You are cleared for landing. Welcome to Mos Shuta. A half dozen technicians of different species work at consoles, and 2 security droids stand near the doorway. Your attention is pulled to the floor-to-ceiling transparent window against the far wall, which looks out over the desert of Tatooine, where an Imperial shuttle is coming in for a landing.
Oh.
What do you do? Bryn kind of turns and sees and says, Pash.
Oh, hey, Bryn. How's it going?
Busy. And with these impies coming in.
Yeah, it looks crazy. Well, I won't take up your time. Timo just sent me and the droid down here. We got to go fix Trex's ship, and he told me I got to come pay you the docking fee.
She kind of looks and says, okay. Paying the docking fee for the crate Fang?
Yeah, for the crate Fang. I don't know. Trex is in some kind of a hurry to get out of here after his transaction with Timo, so here we are running errands again.
So good role playing. I'll give you a boost for that. And her discipline would normally be a purple and a red, but because of the advantage from last turn, I'll scale that down to 2 purple.
Okay. And I'm using Charm or Deceit. I guess they're the same.
Charm, Coerce, or Deceit.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Yeah, it sounds like you're all kind of, that's all sort of what you're doing.
Yeah. Here's the roll. 1 success and 1 advantage.
Nice. So she kind of says, all right, then. The advantage is going to be, she says, boom, boom, kind of hits the things and says, all right. So is Trex coming by to pay? So Trex will be by to take care of the docking fee, right?
No, I'm supposed to pay it now.
Oh.
I don't understand. If I understood the mind of a hut, I'd be in a much better position than poor lackey.
Okay, so she says, "All right then." You hand over the credits. She says, "Just hand the credits to Jorun, and we'll ensure that the docking clamp on the Fang is deactivated."
Awesome. Thanks, Bryn.
You too.
Hope these babies don't give you too much trouble.
It won't be. So we keep everything all I's dotted and T's crossed, and they should be out of here before we. Okay, actually, you know what? How well do you think? Like, it sounds like you're kind of chummy with her.
Yeah. I would say, like, that's what I mean. Like, we have a good, positive relationship.
Okay, so you know what your advantage is going to give? She says that she's she's well, you know, Timu's got this. I tell you, Timu's got favors to call in from all sorts of MPs, and I don't know why, but he's got the Gamorreans running all. So he's got his thugs running all over. I just had to turn some Gamorreans away, and they don't speak basic, so I couldn't understand what they were trying to say. It took all I could do to stop him from trashing one of my droids. Sounds like he's calling in support from some Imperial captain named Henrik.
Huh. Curious.
You remember Henrik's the guy who sort of sold you into, turned you out to Timo in the first place.
Right.
Okay, so, okay, what are you doing now?
Guess we're going to head over to the where the ship's docked there.
Okay, well, here's the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to let you know. I mentioned that there was that force die.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how the force die works with non-force users or non-force sensitive characters. Normally, at the beginning of an adventure, what you do is you roll one force die for each player. So I'd like you to do that for me, please. So two, and for each character, I should say. Roll 2 force die and tell me what the result is.
So roll them at the same time? It's not like per character?
No, just roll at the same time.
Okay. 2 white circles and 1 black circle.
Nice. Okay. So what this does is it creates the destiny pool. And what the destiny pool is the pool of points. There are light side points and there are dark side points. What the points can be used for is normally, like if we were playing in person, you'd have them sitting in a sort of an area where everyone can access. Both you and I can use the destiny pool to upgrade skill checks. When I I can use dark side points, you can use light side points, and when we use them, it flips over and becomes the other.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So there are 3 there. So there's 1 dark side and 2 light side right now. Every time you use it, you can use it to upgrade your die. So if you choose to use a destiny point, a green becomes a yellow. Or you can use it to impose disadvantage on the other player. So a purple, if I'm trying to target you, right? Like let's say I try and attack your character, you can use a destiny point to turn a 2 purple difficulty into a purple and a red difficulty.
Right.
Okay. And then when you do that, you flip it over. So a light side becomes a dark side point. A dark side point becomes a light side point.
Right. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah. It's so you've got control. It's got different ways to sort of control the flow of the dice. Also, you gain some XP. So let's give some. Let's show you how this sort of works. Why don't we start with Pash?
So now I go to the advancement part of the character sheet.
Yep.
Okay.
So you've got 10 XP that you can spend, and there's sort of the menu of things you can do. Now, in the full version of the game, there's obviously a lot more flexibility in what you can do. but what he's got here is you can upgrade his deceit skill. The reason it costs 10 to do that is because purchasing a new rank in a skill costs 5 times whatever rank you're making it.
Right.
So because you're going from deceit is going from 1 to 2, it would be costing you 10 points. The skullduggery skill gives you, so there's another one is just getting 1 rank in a skill. The quick draw talent, all characters in all the Star Wars games, what they do is they pick a career. So one of in the total game, there's 18 different careers. You pick a career, and then you pick from one of 3 specializations. The specialization gives you something that looks like this. And this is your sort of talent tree.
Yeah.
What you do is you buy the different different talents, and then as you build, you can go down and access new talents that are more effective or more powerful. There are just prerequisites that you need to take in order to gain access to those. In the full game, this is what the talent trees look like.
Oh, wow.
So there's lots of things. As you advance your character, you can also buy new specializations. So you can gain access to new kind of talent trees, both from your career and from any other as well. Gaining it from other talent trees or other specializations or other careers rather is more expensive. It costs you more to gain access to it, but once you gain access, you can go ahead and keep and select whatever ones you want there. So if you are so inclined, you can really there's nothing to stop you from as you gain XP from going from Jedi to smuggler to diplomat to whatever.
Right.
It's going to cost you a lot, and it'll be less point efficient than just focusing on your areas that you're good at. But that's sort of what character advancement looks like in it.
Right.
The other awesome thing about it is you can, because the system grows out rather than up. Like, you go up in the sense of raising your skills and stuff, but you can really gain some kind of advancement every with this sort of standard XP award. It essentially means you can get an advancement every session and not break the game.
Right.
So it's very much like IK in that, essentially every game you've got some meaningful way your character is improving.
The thing I like about games like that is it's almost fun to do it the way we're doing it right now, where you give the advancement sort of halfway through the adventure.
Oh yeah, and that's what you could really if in an ongoing campaign. I think 25 points is sort of the upper end of XP advancement, and you can do that in a 10, 15 kind of way.
Right.
XP at one point and then 15 afterwards. So for Pash, getting back to his things, you've got the let's see here, skilled jockey. The 2 talents he's gained access to is quick draw, which allows you to get a weapon out as an incidental action, so it doesn't cost you maneuver.
Yep.
Or skilled jockey. Whenever you make a pilot check, you remove 1 setback die from the dice pool before you make the check. For example, if you pilot a vehicle with a handling -1, you don't suffer any penalty.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, now, if this was my character and I was leveling them up the way that I think we would be playing this beyond just a one-shot,
Yep.
I would obviously upgrade my deceit because I've been using it and that's the way I like to play.
Yeah.
But because this is sort of a one-shot and we're fooling around with it, I'm going to instead take quick draw and skilled jockey.
Sweet. Okay.
Add those to his character. I think there'll be more combat, and maybe we'll fly some ships at the end or something. Then it'll
That sounds
come in
awesome.
handy.
Okay. And then for 4-1 Vex, his options. Can I turn to it? Yeah. What did I do here? Yes. Okay, so 4-1 Vex, let's see here. Your negotiate skill could go up. Your ranged light skill could go up. You get the grit talent, which boosts your strain threshold by 1. So allows you to suffer more strain before going unconscious.
Yeah.
And the surgeon talent, which on a successful medicine check, you recover 1 additional wound.
I think we're going to be getting in some shootouts, so let's increase his ranged shot.
Nice. Okay. So his range light skill. That's the neat thing too, is that you, I think it's a really clever way to calculate your what do you call it? Dice pool, by saying like, take the higher one and then use the lower one to bump up, to a yellow dice.
Right.
That means there's sort of like an equal, not equal necessarily, but there's importance for both the skill and the underlying attribute as well.
Right.
Okay. So, and 4-1 Vex has clearly been getting some, opportunities.
Practice. This
Yeah.
may have been the most that he's fired that blaster in a long time,
Okay.
if ever.
So I've got down here the 3, the Destiny pool. We've got 2 light side, 1 dark side right now.
Yep.
And okay. So you are heading, did you say you're heading to the hangar?
Yeah.
Okay. So
We're going to attempt this time to be a little bit stealthy.
okay, that sounds good.
Knowing that Imperial ship is coming in.
Okay. The difficulty is going to be actually 3 purple.
Wow. Okay.
Why in a moment.
Stealth. Even roll. Boom. 2 successes, but a threat for Pash.
Okay.
And oh, this is tough for the old droid. Oh, a failure, but a advantage
Okay.
for 41 Vex.
Okay. So he's sort of specializing in failing and with advantage in the session.
That
Right?
is, yeah, that is like how he does all these little move around the city checks.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, like, what do you think? So before we go on, it's a neat mechanic, right? With the whole advantage and threat thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Oh, speaking of which, so with 1 threat, that means Pash suffers 1 strain as well.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually going to give you guys 2 more strain from the heat. So Pash is at a 3, 4-1 Vex is at a 2.
Oh.
And okay, so what happens is you guys are making your way towards the not surprisingly, even though there was some violence and there's still, at another part of Mos Shuta, the crowds are still milling around outside like usual, and it's the same kind of motley assortment of species that you would see in Mos Eisley. So there's a collection of people in from outside of moisture farmers from elsewhere in Tatooine. There are smugglers and whatnot that are in town dealing with Timo, and there are Jawas who always want to come and trade in in the various settlements. But you're making your way through the crowd when suddenly the crowd kind of parts, and you see a chilling sight. 3 soldiers in white armor of the Empire's elite. Stormtroopers.
Oh, shit.
When you see them, Pash, you unfortunately, they don't spot you, but you're sort of between. The threat is that you're between where they are and where 4-1 Vex is. And the failure with advantage is that Vex, or so 4-1 Vex is close to sort of a place where you could dive for cover. And you realize as you see them that the lead trooper is pointing right at 4-1 Vex. And you hear his voice breaking through the crowd, sounding mechanical through the armor speakers. There they are, the stormtrooper says. There he is. Get him. And as you turn, you see a second group of stormtroopers, 3 stormtroopers approaching down a side street. This could get tricky. So,
yeah.
Here's another thing as a sort of insight into the mechanics here. There are minion rules in this, which are really neat. They work a lot like other like minion rules in other games, like 13th Age, where there's a sort of groups of minions, which in this case are grouped in 3s. They have a collective pool of, one second, let's carry. Hey, you're ruining that shoe? Thank you. Thank you for ruining that shoe. Sorry, they have a collective wound threshold.
Okay, keep going. I'm just grabbing it, right?
Sure, they have a collective wound threshold. So as you damage them, they, more of them drop, and the more of them that are up, the more effective they are. They sort of get to pool there, and they all attack at once. It's one dice roll to reflect all of them going together, so it speeds up combat.
Yeah.
And as you drop them, they become less effective.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's a really cool. It's a good one. I mean, especially they scale sort of. There's minions. There are rivals, and then which are sort of very similar in power level to player characters, but they don't have. There's certain things that they don't get to do. And then there are what do you call it? Nemesis or nemesis. And nemesis are equal to or superior to player characters. So if you think of like in sort of a Star Wars context, stormtroopers or clone troopers are minions. Like what's his name? Watto, Toydarian that Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are trying to negotiate with on Tatooine.
Yeah,
he'd be a rival because he's someone he's not a minion, and he's sort of effective, but he's not on the same scale as what player characters are or heroes are. Darth Maul is a nemesis.
Right.
I don't know why my examples come from the weakest of the Star Wars films.
I don't know. I was actually just going to point that out too, that you chose Phantom Menace to make your example from.
I think I watched the Everything Wrong With video about Phantom Menace most recently, so it's sort of fresh in my mind.
Did you rewatch any of the other movies before you watched 7?
I didn't actually. I've seen all Phantom Menace. I've only seen, I think, maybe twice. I saw it once in the theater, and I did not care for it. I think I've watched it one more time since then. But I haven't. Attack of the Clones, I've only seen a couple times, but it's enough. I don't really want to revisit that. The other ones I've seen tons of times. Like even I actually like Revenge of the Sith. Like it's there's a lot of shitty stuff to it, but there's more things to like about it than I think there is. Even just in terms of world building, it's got some awesome stuff. Like some really for a role playing stuff. There's tons of really cool things to draw from it.
Right.
So I've seen those ones so many fucking times that I didn't feel the need to like refresh myself.
Yeah.
How about you? Are you going to rewatch before you go see?
Yeah, we're going on Sunday, and tomorrow we're going to rewatch the other movies.
Nice.
But I've read about this method online called the machete method. Have you heard of this?
No. What is it?
You watch episode 4, then episode 5.
Yep.
Then you stop there, and you go back and you watch episode 2 and 3, and then you watch episode 6. So it's sort of like the pause between like the big Darth Vader reveal, like Luke, I'm your father.
Yeah.
And then you sort of watch 2 and 3 like a flashback of Vader's life,
Yeah.
like how he became Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And then you watch the 6th movie, and it's sort of like what I've heard is that it makes the whole redemption story of Vader much more powerful in the 6th movie.
I can't
By
help
watching it that way.
Yeah, every time I watch the scene where Vader is watching Luke getting, electrocuted by the Emperor, and he's saying, "Father, please." Every time I see that now, I can't help but thinking of those prequels.
Yeah.
Of the all the shit that he's going through, and it's, I'm the Phantom Menace. I really don't like. I just don't enjoy it. It's not I did not care for the film at all. The second one there's some stuff in it that I'm okay with. The third one, like Revenge of the Sith, it's not that bad of a film. Like the performances are kind of crappy in it, but it's the best Anakin and Obi-Wan interaction of any of the prequels.
Right.
It's got one of the strongest apart. Like Duel of the Fates is the coolest of the new musical scores that's introduced in the prequels. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But there's a close follow-up. It's a really short little bit, but it's the segue music when Anakin is waiting to while the Jedi are going in to confront the Emperor or the team. So they're going off, and he's sort of waiting, and then like what's her name is off in some other place, and there's this really eerie music that plays. And I wish they'd used more in more of the things because it's so good. And like that opening. I don't know if you saw Revenge of the Sith in the theater, but like that opening sequence is unbelievable. It's easily on par with the originals. Where that ship, remember, like the ship's kind of like racing along and going along the side of the Republic Star Destroyers or whatever they are, and then it kind of swoops up and then goes down, and there's suddenly that massive battle that's going on that's so deep.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, it's so like that's a pretty fucking strong opening, and where all the other ones start with this bombastic kind of music, it starts with, like, as he's going along there, it's this like militaristic timpani drum kind of music.
Yeah.
So it's, for the heart of the Clone Wars, it's also another thing that's good. So maybe I'll rewatch that this weekend. Actually, now that keep talking about it.
The main reason, like some of the main reasons to watch it this way are that, one, you just totally skip Phantom Menace.
Yep.
Which is the weakest of all the movies.
Yeah, agreed.
The other one is, like I said, it really focuses the story on the Vader and the redemption of Anakin.
Yeah.
And the flashback method like that also really highlights the struggle that Luke is going through with the temptation of the dark side. So it's not just a tale of how did Anakin become Darth Vader, but also what could happen to Luke.
Yeah, and that's actually a pretty cool. Because when I was a kid, I never really picked up on the fact that Luke was all in black, and he's using the Force choke at one point in those opening scenes.
Yes.
It wasn't until I was an adult and rewatching it, I'm like, oh fuck, that's pretty. Like if you were going into it not knowing what was going to happen in the thing, that's pretty fucking dark. Like that's very Vader-ish.
Is that that's at the start of Jedi?
Yeah. When he goes in, he chokes the Gamorrean guard.
Yeah. And you can really see that he's walking a fine line.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of if you go back and watch the Anakin story between Empire and Return of the Jedi, you can kind of feel that more in the third film or in the sixth film. Yeah. However you want to term them.
Yeah, and that's for the prequels I don't know, even with Revenge of the Sith at the time I saw it, I was like, there's a lot of dumb shit that's in it, but I am much more forgiving of it for what it was trying to do. you know, and it's like the final sword fight in on Mustafar is incredible. It looks it's a beautiful bit of choreography.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but anyway, okay. So speaking of the Empire,
Yeah, back to Star Wars and being.
Yeah. So the what do you call it? The stormtroopers. There are the three who have spotted 4-1 Vex, and Pash is just in an unfortunate kind of fuck. If I make myself known, I'm sort of out in the open here. It'll take you a minute to get to cover, I guess, or you're sort of wide open. That's what the way the threat was for him, and the advantage for 4-1 Vex. So here's how we roll initiative: is because you guys are aware of them, and they're aware of you now. You're going to roll your cool, and it's just a raw. You just roll. You don't roll any purple die. You just roll your cool, and tell me how many successes you get. And I'll roll for
and do it for each character.
Yes, for each character. Because then what you do is you total up, like, well, I'll show you how it works. So I rolled no successes for the stormtroopers.
Whoa, Pash got 4 successes.
Wow. Nice.
And cool. Oh, he's 1 and 1. And Vex got 1 success.
1 success. Okay. So what that means is you first compare the number of successes, and that tells you the order. And then if there's ties, you compare the number of advantage, like how much advantage each roll. What this means is you got Pash at a 4, Vex at a 1, and the Stormtroopers at a 0. So the order will be PC, PC, Stormtroopers.
Okay.
Decide what order that goes in. So like if we were playing in a party, you guys could, you guys decide sort of what order everyone operates in.
Right. So you can sort of adjust it a little bit.
Yeah.
Based on the character's strengths.
Exactly. So people can sort of, do that shit. And then, yeah, so it's with, I think especially with the advantage stuff, it gives some really cool abilities for the players to sort of add meaningful bonuses to each other and add to the narrative aspect of combat too, right? Like it makes it more real because everyone's adding cool shit in.
Right.
But okay, so what is who's going to go first?
Well, I would say that in this case, Vex actually saw them first.
Okay.
So he is going to go first.
Okay, nice. So what is Vex going to do?
He is going from what Overseer Bryn just said. He is fairly certain that these stormtroopers are here looking for them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he is not even going to think twice.
Right. Pash saw him. There's that droid. Like he didn't see Pash, but they're trying to come and get Vex right now.
He is just going to pull out his excuse me. What is it? A light pistol? No, a light blaster.
He also has those stun grenades, and if he manages to get 2 advantage, he can hit all characters engaged. So basically, all 3 of them with the same stun damage.
Oh, you stun? But am I short range?
You could spend you'd have to draw it with a maneuver. I guess you could take 2 strain to take an extra maneuver. So you could do 1 maneuver to move in to short range, and then use 1 maneuver to draw a stun grenade, and then use your action to toss it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it. Let's go for the flashy play.
Yeah.
So he'll take the 2 strain, move in, pull out the grenade, and launch it at them.
And because your ranged light was raised, remember that you're rolling 1 green and 1 yellow.
Okay.
And I'll point out that if you choose, you got 2 light side destiny points right now. You could use one of those to upgrade the other green to a yellow as well and roll 2 yellows.
Wait, if you what?
So
If you want to spend okay, yeah.
yeah, if you really want to
Well,
make it
yeah,
happen.
we'll just do 1 and 1.
Okay.
And it's versus what? A single purple or
Sorry, it's versus that is short range, so it's 1 purple.
okay. Here we go, stun grenade. Bam! 3 successes.
Nice. Okay, so you hurl it in. They all kind of, like there's a rattle as they all trying to bring up their blasters at you. It hits, and there's that kind of blue energy that comes with the stun bolts. It goes out, and all 3 of them clatter down to the ground unconscious.
Nice.
Yeah, because that was 8 stun plus your successes is 11 stun. They've only they got a soak of 5, but their wound threshold is a 5. So you did enough to you did damage to each of them individually. So boom, thunk.
Right, it stuns them. Nice.
Yeah. So boom, they all drop down unconscious. Let me see here. I'm going to roll against the perception of the other stormtroopers and see if they notice what happened. I did roll 2 successes, so they're like, there they are. So they're still like, at long range from you right now, but they're going to be charging down towards you guys.
Okay.
So what are you going to do?
So then it would be Pash's turn.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So it's 1 extra purple if they're a range category farther, right?
Yes, long range is, where's my DM screen? Incidentally, so there's a DM screen specific to each of the games, but I chose to pick up the one for Force and Destiny. Check it out.
Oh, wow, nice.
Cool, eh?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so your range, long range is 3 purple.
Okay. So, he'll still try and fire his blaster.
Sweet. I gotta go to the washroom again. Stupid old man bladder. Well, stupid me drinking so much coffee.
Here we go. OMG bad.
Okay. Hi, honey. Sorry, Jeff. So how'd you do?
Pash had a really bad time.
Okay.
Failed and got a threat.
Failed and got a threat. Okay. So he kind of fires blindly down there. And what you've managed to do is actually one of the, one of the blaster bolts hits near where a smuggler is. And he kind of looks up at you, snarls, and he reaches for his weapon as well. And this is a Twi'lek. You don't recognize the guy, but he's getting his weapon. So you got stormtroopers, 3 stormtroopers, and a Twi'lek smuggler who are pissed at you now.
Shit.
Okay, and so they start to kind of like. Actually, no, they're going to open up with open fire is what I'm trying to say. Open up.
Oh, Kev, I never did a maneuver.
Okay, yeah. What do you want to do for your maneuver?
Can I try and take cover?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. So that adds a black die. Awesome. So they get a complication to their roll. And it's difficulty of 3 for the range. So the trio of stormtroopers take aim And 1, 2, 3 fails. 1, 2, 3 things. Okay, so they miss, but they get 2 advantage. So what they're doing is sort of focusing in. They'll get a boost next time they shoot. They're sort of like typical store. Turns out that the stormtroopers don't just miss all the time. It's them trying to use tracer fire to range find.
Right. Well, and they're pinning me down.
Exactly. Yeah. So the and then for their maneuver, they're going to be moving forward. So they're firing as they're sort of walking through the crowd. The Twi'lek smuggler is using his actions to draw his heavy blaster and to start running towards you. He's about the same range as where the stormtroopers are, so he's at medium range now. Top of the round, Vex, what's he doing?
He absolutely loved how that grenade worked last time. He is throwing another. He's moving in closer and throwing another one of his stun grenades.
Okay, so from where he is, he's effectively the same range that Pash is at. It would be one maneuver to move to medium range. Does he want to use strain to move to like race up even closer, so he can be in short?
Right. So that would cost him 2 strain again.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
he does it.
You know what? He doesn't have enough because he needs a maneuver to draw that stun grenade too.
Oh, okay. So he can't do it. Well, then he won't do any. He'll just draw his blaster then.
You know, what he could do is he could use his, like, if he wants to use that, if he liked the way it worked, he could use one maneuver to draw that, draw that grenade, and another one to either take cover or to aim, so that once they're in range, he could,
Oh yeah, that's true.
if he wants to plan for next round,
Right.
or he can just, use his blaster.
Oh, and if you don't, you wouldn't have to use strain. If you don't use an action, you can exchange it for a second maneuver.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what he'll do then.
Okay. So he's got it out, and he's kind of waiting for them to get in closer. And is he taking cover then?
Yeah.
Awesome. So he's thrown himself against the wall. Okay, then it is Pash's turn. What's he doing?
Oh, he will. So do you take cover every turn
Yes.
as like your action, right?
Yeah. It's sort of
Okay.
like, you can picture like you're behind something, and it's sort of like, like ducking up and taking a shot if you're attacking.
Right. Okay. Well, that's what he'll do. So they're one closer now, right?
They are. They're at medium.
So now it's only 2 purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will attempt to hit them and then take cover again.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll. So it'd be 2 purple, and that's it. And then whatever your skill is.
So we got 2 successes.
Nice. Okay. So what damage is your blast pistol?
That's 8 then.
So 8 points of damage means one of them is hit and kind of staggered, but doesn't quite go down because of this soak. So, okay. Then it is their turn. So once again, they're going to keep trying to, blasting away. And they're doing it against Pash because he's was their first target. 1 black and 2 purple. We do here 1, 2, 3 fails and only 2 successes. So, but 3 advantage. Oh, you know what? They did get a boost from last turn. Okay, so they're. I got 4 advantages from them, but because they didn't hit, they don't get to do any critical hits. But their blasters are basically like, the blaster bolts are hitting all around you. It hits up a like kind of a big like antenna or something that's next to where you're sitting, and it kind of whang and falls down, and it's kind of obstructing your way directly to the what do you call it? To the hangar.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's pinned in.
Yeah, he's kind of pinned in now.
Oh, nice.
So it is now top of the round. It is Vex's turn. Oh, and they moved in closer, so they're at short range from you guys now.
Okay. Vex is ready. He actually aims and throws his grenade.
Sweet. Go ahead and make your roll.
Stun grenade.
And you want to get 2 advantage in order to affect all of them.
Right. And it's just a single purple because it's the correct range?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Do-do-do-do. Oh, 1 success, 4 advantages.
Nice. So you know what I'm going to say is what do you call it? The Twi'lek is caught in that as well too. Basically, going along,
Nice.
the Twi'lek is now like racing forward, and as Vex tosses the thing out, the Twi'lek kind of like catches it, and then it goes off, and all of them drop down unconscious.
Vex looks at Pash. He says, "Oh, you looked like you were in trouble there."
Nice. What does Pash say back?
I got it under control.
Awesome. Okay, so what are you going to do now?
I guess we gotta go around this. Is there any like looting in this game? Is it worth like looting the stormtroopers?
You could. I mean, I guess like they're carrying. They've got the stormtrooper armor on, and they've got blaster rifles, but like. It's not really like Star Wars isn't necessarily, unless it's like scrounging that kind of equipment for some specific purpose. It's not, if it hasn't been important in the film, then it probably isn't important in the game. If you need shit,
well, just that the stormtrooper armor would be disguise.
Yeah, you could easily do. These guys are out, so.
I mean, obviously, Vex can't put it on, but Pash will don.
Vex, if you look at Vex's picture, though, like he's like a kind of like a protocol droid.
Yeah,
His arm.
I guess he probably could.
Yeah.
He's got a giant hand. It would look a little awkward, but
yeah, like it would look. Actually, maybe because that one. The one he's got that claw in the back. Maybe he couldn't wear it. Actually, there's a lot of weird accoutrements.
Yeah, that side looks a little wonky.
Yeah.
But Pash will still put it on because, and he'll take one of the stormtroopers' rifles.
Yep. Yeah.
And he'll keep it trained on Vex, like as if he's his prisoner.
Sweet. Okay. So the blaster rifle. It does, let's see here. It uses the skill ranged heavy. It has long range and a damage of 9.
Yeah.
And critical on 3 advantage.
Okay. I'll probably drop it and use my pistol if I...
Yeah, that's sort of what your thing is.
It's a prop. But
yeah, and because you've got quick draw now, you can quickly swap over to that as an incidental.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you call it? So you get to Stormtrooper, you can drag one of them over, you strip him, you put your armor on, and you start escorting him down. I'm going to say that we sort of like smash cut, or not smash cut, but like wipe to the exterior of the landing bay Orak, and we see a stormtrooper escorting Vex up towards the the bay. There's a large pourstone hangar which looms before you two. An enormous letter Orak stenciled into the building's side. As you approach, you can see through the open hangar doors into the cavernous interior, where a rusty-looking light freighter rests with its loading ramp deployed. All you have to do is to get to that ship, and you can leave Tatooine. 2 equally rusty security droids stand outside the entrance. If you want on that ship, You'll have to get by them first.
Nice.
So what are you going to do? These are, incidentally, the same model that you encountered before. So they're like these guys.
Yeah. Is the Imperial ship parked out here as well?
No, it is parked in one of the other hangars.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we walk up to the droids, and Pash just looks at them, and he says, Imperial business. I'm taking this droid. He needs to make a repair on that freighter.
Okay. I'm going to give you a boost because of your armor, and then make a deceit check against the droids. Have a discipline of 1 red, and I'm going to spend a dark side point to make it more difficult. So it's a 1 red and 1 purple.
Cool.
So now you have 3 light side points.
I might need those soon. Oh, nice. 2 successes and an advantage.
Sweet. Okay, so how do, what do you see as the advantage?
The advantage is that you,
What do you call it? They as you walk up, what do you call it? One of them says the Imperial the Imperial shuttle is in Hangar Bazar. And then you say that I'm here on Imperial business.
yeah. Thank you, droid, but I'm here on Imperial business. I need to bring this droid to fix that freighter.
I guess Vex is carrying that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so he says, very good. The ship's owner is on. So the ship's owner is on board.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. So why don't you make another streetwise check for me against the difficulty of, I'm going to say 2 purple. I'm going to see if you've heard of Trex.
Rolling. Failure, but an advantage.
Okay. What you've heard is that, well, first off, Trex is a Trandoshan, which look like that. These dudes right here, like Bosk from Empire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The Trandoshans are, what do you call it? Bounty hunting is a very popular sport or popular profession amongst them because they come from a kind of a hunting species. They also like to hunt Wookiees for sport and for slaving on Kashyyyk itself. So, but you've heard that as far as Trandoshan bounty hunters go, Trex is kind of a pussy.
Okay. That's sort of all I know about him, yeah.
That's sort of all you know about him, yeah.
Okay.
So what are you planning on doing? The Crate Fang is a YT 1100, I believe, which is essentially the same kind of ship as what the Millennium Falcon is.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. So the sort of boarding thing is down. You can walk past the security droids. What's sort of the strategy here? You know that Trex is on board.
Right. We're gonna head over there and sort of I don't know what the protocol is for heading up the ship. Probably walk up the ramp and call out to Trex.
Okay.
And get his attention.
Okay. Let me just grab some more water here. Sorry, I ran out. Hey, hello. What happened?
My Xbox just shut off.
Your Xbox shut off?
Yeah.
What happened?
Total crash. I don't know.
That's weird.
I knew it was being a pain in the ass and then it just shut off.
Did you hit the power button by some chance, or?
I don't think so. Because I heard a in the headphones and then it just.
Oh.
Holy fuck. Go away.
Hear me.
Go away.
Okay. So you're not the only one who's having some technical issues tonight, Jeff. James went kablooey. Okay, so you call out as to, would you say Captain Trax?
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain Trax.
You hear clank, 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 the sound of heavy footfalls on the graded surface of the ship's interior. The corridor is just, I mean, if you pictured the Millennium Falcon's corridors, that's exactly the same kind of thing, like equipment and machinery, you know, embedded in the walls, the graded metals kind of floors. And this guy comes walking around the corner, and turns out you heard wrong. This is like a near Wookiee-sized Trandoshan. He comes around the corner, his reptilian face, you know, difficult to tell whether he's snarling or that's just how his face looks. But he comes around, he's got a vicious kind of scar on his face. It looks like it narrowly misses one of his eyes. But if you've got, I guess having seen the Wookiee Gladiator in Teemo's Gladiator pits, you recognize Wookiee claws when you see them. So this is an old scar that's kind of healed up on him, but he stalks around the corner and snarls something in Dosh at you. You fortunately speak Dosh, or at least you can understand Dosh, and he says, "What do you want, Imperial?"
Have you not heard what's going on?
What's happening?
Lord Teemo has got all of his men hunting for this rogue Pash. Requesting your assistance.
Yeah, unless there's a bounty on him, that squirt's not worth my effort.
He's paying a large bounty. And in fact, he sent the what was that thing called again that I had?
Which thing? Sorry.
The part that we had brought.
Oh, that is.
Sorry, it's I forgot what it was now.
Yeah, that's okay. It's a weird techno.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, an HDMI or something.
Hypermatter reactor igniter.
No.
An HRI.
Okay, an HRI. He sent this HRI and this droid to repair your ship as just a small token of what he's willing to pay for the head of this Pash.
That's really good. Okay, I'll give you. You'll boost it, and it's gonna be your deceit versus his discipline. His discipline is 2 purple, 1 red, and I will remind you, you've got 3 light side points now.
Yeah, I will spend 1 light side point.
Okay.
So what does that do for me?
So that will get rid of 1 purple.
Okay.
Or you can upgrade one of your greens to a yellow.
Okay. I don't really know the variance of that, so I'll just take the purple.
The yellow, okay, here there's 1 extra level of success that we haven't seen, or success and failure. The despair is like serious failure. It counts as a failure, and there's something very negative that comes from it. Triumph is a success and something extraordinarily good that comes from it. Triumphs and failures, triumphs and despair only come from red and yellow dice.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that's where the advantage from those things comes.
It's a special symbol that hasn't been rolled yet.
That's right, yeah. It looks like, so the triumph looks like that. Or maybe
yeah, okay.
Okay, and despair looks like
a bigger version of the failure thing.
yes, like that. Oop, there.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the advantage of having the extra yellows is you've got a better chance of getting, not only do you have more chances of successes and advantage, you've also got a chance of triumph.
Right. Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay, so that flips to dark side. And you get to, yeah, you know what's going to be in your dice pool. The his discipline gives you 2 purple, 1 red.
Yeah, and when I mentioned the part, I kind of nudge Vex with the rifle and get him to kind of like show him the part.
Yeah, that, you know what, I'm going to give you 2 boosts for that because that's a really good good deception.
Okay, well, I rolled 3 successes and an advantage.
Oh, nice. Okay, so he kind of, you see him snarling at you, and then he reaches in his pit, like almost as quick as Pasha's reaction. He draws out his blaster and says, "Have it says, get that done right away. It won't take me long to find that squirt." Then clank, clank, clank. He walks down the gangplank and he's out of the ship.
Nice. I whip off my helmet. I'm like, well, get that thing in there. I say to Vex.
Okay, so what you know is that what the HMRI is required for is to get to hyperspace. However, that doesn't mean that you have to that you can't fly with it, and you can.
Oh, like,
yeah, you'll
right. I can take off while he's working on it.
That's right, and you can also what do you like? You need to leave the atmosphere. Excuse me, before and the gravity well of the planet before you can activate hyperspace or go to hyperspace anyway.
Right.
Okay.
So I signal for 41 Vex to get on that, and I go to the cockpit and wait until I'm certain that Trex has left the hangar and fire up the ship.
Awesome. Okay, so the Crate Fang thrums around you as its engines power up, lifting through the hangar bay doors and into the brilliant sunlight, sun's light of the Tatooine sky. And there's actually a pretty cool little picture.
Cool.
So it rises up, and your engines kick in, and you begin arcing up into the Tatooine sky. Soon, Mos Shuta vanishes behind you as you race out over the dune sea and climb towards outer space. Suddenly, an alert klaxon blares. As you leave Tatooine's atmosphere, several spherical starfighters with distinctive hexagonal wing assemblies appear on the ship's scanners, screaming in on an intercept course. TIE fighters. The starfighters shoot past, laser cannons blazing, and sparks fly from a console in the cockpit. You've been hit. You're not clear of the planet's gravity well yet and can't jump to light speed without the hyperspace reactor igniter installed. You'll have to deal with these TIE fighters first. So now what we're going to do is learn about Starship Combat.
Cool.
I didn't scan this because honestly, I wasn't sure how far we were going to get into the adventure anyway. But it's actually pretty simple. So each, for the purpose of this one, I'm just going to give you the stats that are actually required for this. So there is the handling on the Crate Fang is a -1.
Okay.
But because you, what do you call it? Because of your, whatever it is, ability, your
Jockey talent.
jockey talent, you could ignore that. Normally, what it would do is the handling gives you either a boost or a penalty. You get to ignore that.
Awesome.
The defense of the Crate Fang, which is its deflector shields, which you've quickly thrown up, is a 1. What that means is that when people are attacking you, they get 1 complication die, 1 black die. Your armor is a 3. This is something you might be worth writing down just because you can track essentially the Crate Fang's health. The armor is 3, works just like your soak.
Yeah.
And your hull trauma threshold is a 22. It's essentially your wounds.
Wow. Okay, that's high.
You've also got system strain threshold of 14. So you can strain the ship the same way that you can strain that the person can get strained.
Okay, and that can go to 14, you say?
That can go to 14, yes.
Okay.
You also have 1 dorsal and 1 ventral turret-mounted medium laser cannon. The skill you use for that is gunnery. The range is close, and damage is 6. I'll remind you of what that is. But okay, so here's how Starship Combat works. There are a number. So there's at least 3 different roles that you can fill on the ship, just sort of like how Star Trek had that kind of, you could sit in different sort of spots.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say is that there is that Vex had Trex had a astromech droid on board that is going to be installing the what do you call it? The HMRI. It will, however, take 6 rounds. Oh, sorry. You'll be able to. I'm going to say that Vex has sort of just plunked it in place, and there are 6 rounds until you can jump to light speed while the reactor is warming up. But it's basically he put that in, and then kind of boom, the whole ship shook, and he's like, "What the?" So here's the places you can do. A gunner can use an action to fire the weapon, and can use a maneuver to aim, just like in normal normal combat. A engineer can use an action to use damage control. You make a mechanics check, and the difficulty is 1 purple if it's not suffered no damage, and 2 purple if it's damaged. On a successful check, 1 point of system strain or 1 point of hull trauma is repaired. So you can do damage control. A pilot can, as an action, gain the advantage. What you do is you're basically doing maneuvers to try and gain an advantage over another vessel. If you are successful, and it is a contested roll against the... Oh, sorry, no, it's based on the relative speed of the 2 vessels. Because the TIE fighters are faster than the Crate Fang, it's a hard action, so it's 3 purple.
Okay.
And what this does is, in relation to your maneuver, there's basically 2 different maneuvers. There's stay on target or evasive maneuvers. Evasive maneuvers ratchets the challenge of being hit by 1, but it normally also ratchets the challenge of hitting up by 1. So a purple will become a red and on both being shot and whatever. If you gain the advantage, though, you don't suffer that penalty. It's just the penalty to hit you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so if you're doing evasive maneuvers, normally you both suffer a penalty. You both suffer a difficulty. But if you've used your action to gain the advantage, it's only the other guy who suffers the penalty. You don't suffer the penalty. Your gunners don't suffer the penalty.
Right.
And the other one is stay on target, which is just the converse of that. You boost up your one of your proficiencies, one of your attacks. So your green becomes yellow on one of your attacks, or you gain a new green if you're all yellows. But the difficulty is that because you're sort of keeping a straight line in order to do that, people who are targeting you get the same benefit.
Right.
And gain the advantage doesn't help you there. Yeah, it only helps with evasive maneuvers.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's what you do. Is you've got someone can be a pilot, someone can be an engineer, someone can be a gunner.
Yeah. Now, I know this would be the least exciting choice if this was an actual movie, but I think that Pash is going to try and use evasive maneuvers to keep them from destroying the ship and get Vex to act as the engineer and try and keep them in the skies until their hyperdrive kicks in.
Nice. Let me see here.
So that it'll be like a bunch of contested roles kind of thing.
Yes.
Just like when we were doing Star Trek combat.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like when you can picture how like if there's more crew members, there's more shit that can be going on in different parts of the ship, right?
Yeah, that would be cool. Be a lot of fun actually, because you could have up to 2 gunners on this ship.
Yes, exactly.
And that would be fun.
The TIE fighters function just like minions too.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. So, all right. For this one, you're going to sort of all stay in, but there's also like going out to different ranges and shit like that too, with the abstracted range. So it plays sort of like how Star Trek did, but honestly better because it's much.
Yeah, it sounds more exciting.
Yeah. So let's roll initiative, and initiative will be. Let's see here. What is it? I think initiative is, I can't see it here. I'm going to say it's the speed of the fighters. So the Krayt Fang has a speed of 4. The TIE Fighter has a speed of 5. So it's just.
So I roll 4 green.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
2.
Are they D4s or D8s?
D8s. Like if there's actually a conversion chart, like if you don't have the special die, there's a conversion, but it's a real pain in the ass because of the weird, yeah. So it's not, yeah. Okay.
I had 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. Yeah. You are absolutely going first. So
sweet. Go Heroes.
Yeah. Go Heroes. Who's going to go first then?
Well, we're not injured yet. So on this round, Pash will attempt to pilot the ship.
Okay.
And he will do, what was it, evasive maneuvers?
Well, first he'll gain the advantage. Well, evasive maneuvers is your maneuver, which gives you, the difficulty to be hit goes up by 1. And then you will try to gain the advantage.
Okay.
A hard, so 3 purple, check against your pilot.
Which is 2 yellow, 1 green.
Oh, sweet.
He's a good pilot.
He's a good pilot, yeah.
Okay. And normally I would have had a black here, but my new power is getting rid of it.
Exactly, because you're handling. And then each ship has a different speed, different handling, and different defense, different armor, and different armaments too.
Okay.
Let me see here. I know the X-Wing is in here. There is really fucking great rules for customizing everything in this too. Weapons, starships, and so forth.
This would be a fun game to play, I think.
You know what? Like what I was telling Jaden last night before we went to the film, that in that whole correspondence that we were having before about like what we like about games and whatever else, this game has a surprising amount of all of them.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, other than the unique dice, which is just, but I mean, they've given you so many options for rolling them, so it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. And I think that you're actually getting your dice results faster than I am by using that dice roller.
Oh, it's super fast, and it tallies it at the bottom. So I'm not adding it up. I just look at the bottom, and it tells me the result.
And I really, I really love the advantage. I can't remember. I keep forgetting what it's called. Advantage and threat stuff. Like that's just, it's so neat to be able to be, complicate, to kind of add interesting twists to, each test result.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, here we go. Here's my first piloting attempt.
Okay.
Roll. No success, 2 advantages.
Okay. So unfortunately, well, what do you think? How does that work? Advantage. So 2 advantage in this.
Right. So the success was to see if I actually made the dodging maneuver.
Yes, to gain the, see if you gain the advantage. Well, you've definitely gained done the evasive maneuvers. That's your maneuver. What the gain the advantage is to try and get, really all it does is it allows you to avoid suffering the same penalty. If you've got no one in the gunner seat, it may not really matter.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So that is, so that really sort of, you're trying to, keep out of the way, but you can't really gain to be honest, there's not really a benefit to it if there's no one in the gunner seat, because you're not shooting at them anyway.
Right.
But speaking of shooting at, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, like, maybe the advantage was just like, they really surprised me when they showed up and opened fire, and I was just basically able to calm my nerves and get control of the ship.
Yeah, that sounds. You know what? And I will. What I'll do is I will allow you to impose a black die on their efforts to gain the advantage.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Or if they did so. Okay, so their turn. So now these, what do you call it? The 3 TIE fighters kind of, swarm in and come down in a attack pattern. Let's see here. Gunnery, here we go. Okay, and the range is average, but one of them becomes a red die because of your evasive maneuvers. They will usually maneuver to aim as well. And here they come. Let's see here. 2 successes, 2 failures, 3 successes, and that's it, actually. So they're the blasters of the red blaster bolts from the TIE fighter kind of rake across the Crate Fang's hull, and you take 6 damage. Wait, that's a blaster pistol.
So -3, I take.
Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. It's still 6 actually.
Okay, so I take 3 damage and go to 19.
Oh, interesting. Their gunnery has a special feature, and what it is for 1 advantage, it's linked. This weapon hits a second time for equal damage equal to the first hit.
Cool.
So, firing. So yeah, you take 6 damage, but you have 3 armor, so you only take 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Amy, calm down, honey.
Say sparks fly out of the control panel or whatever, typical Star Wars stuff. And
yep.
Pash looks at Vex and he says, "Get on that."
Okay, nice. 5 rounds until hyperspace. What are you doing?
Pash is again going to try and outmaneuver them and gain the advantage. And this time Vex will repair the ship. So he makes a mechanics roll?
He does, yeah. Mechanics check. And it's an average, so 2 purple check.
Oh, it's nice and easy for him. He's good at this. Oh, a success and a triumph.
And a triumph. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the triumph is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the difficulty of the next gain the advantage. So not only does he repairs 1 point of damage,
Yeah.
He also managed to, get more efficient energy flowing to the engines. And Patch can now kind of, this is more responsive and try and get a better game advantage.
Nice.
Okay, and go ahead.
He pilots 2 yellow, green. Versus 2 purple this turn.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Rolling 3 successes.
Sweet. Okay, so yeah, you absolutely have the advantage on these guys now. What that means is they will suffer an additional difficulty die to try and gain it back from you.
Okay, cool.
So on their turn, they are going to try and fire again. 1, 2, and 3. So it's 2 green and 1 yellow for them. Emmy, calm down, honey. Okay, and it's against 2 purple and 1 yellow, I believe. No, 1 yellow. Sorry, 1 red, 1 purple.
Kev, did you say something about my ship having a black dice?
Normally, the handling would give you 1 black die, but because of
But you said I had some kind of shield.
oh, you do. You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Defensive. You're right. Your deflector shields.
Yeah, my deflector shield. Okay.
Worry about that. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Okay, let's make their attack roll. I got 1 failure and 4 successes.
Okay.
Again, no advantage though. So they come in again. That means you take 10 points of damage this time.
Wow.
The whole ship is rocked again.
Yikes.
Okay. So that's before the armor applies. So
Right, yeah.
yeah. Okay. 4 rounds until hyperspace. What are you doing?
Same thing.
Okay. Go ahead and
I'm gonna flip the rolls back and forth each time because then I don't have to change the dice settings as often.
Sure.
So
Okay.
I'll do the piloting check first this time.
That sounds good. Go ahead.
Triple success. And a threat, though.
And a threat. Okay. So you have position, which means the ship suffers 1 point of strain.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you've
I-
kind of like pulled into a hard bank. You hear kind of a squealing, and there's some sparks that fly out in the cockpit. You're like, I won't do that again.
Right.
Now it is Vex's turn.
Okay. Vex is rolling for mechanics. 2 successes and an advantage.
Nice. Okay. So 2 successes means you heal another point. Now, I'm in the full rules that it actually might be a point plus 1 for each success, but I don't. That's not listed here, so we'll just do the 1 point. It's repaired.
Okay, yeah.
And your advantage. Once again, he gets. I'll boost the next check.
Okay, cool.
So you get a blue dice for the next one. Okay, so once again, he kind of manages to do some damage control and then also get a little more juice back to the engine for Pash. The troopers, incidentally, one of the things, like if you were returning fire on the TIE fighters, they get less effective. Minions get less effective as more of them go down.
Right.
So like there's diminished returns on, like when you first start facing minions, they're more likely and more to injure or damage you. But as you start blasting away at them, there's less of a threat as the fight goes on.
Right.
Okay, so it is their turn again, and your deflectors. Woo, that's not good for them. So 1 success, but 2 threats. And because they are minions, they don't take what do you call it? They don't take stress. They just take damage. So they're going by, and they do manage to hit you for 7 points of damage, but two of them kind of skip off each other.
Yeah.
Clearly, your able maneuvers have left them with what do you call it? Their typical formations are kind of screwed up. So 3 rounds until hyperspace. What are you doing? Remember, you still got 2 light side points, and I got 1 dark.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if it, like, I mean, if we're only able to repair 1 repair, then it doesn't really help us a lot. So, I'm just gonna roll for the repair.
Okay.
Success.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, back 1 more hit point.
Okay.
And then the pilot check. The blue.
In the full game, there are more maneuvers, incidentally, too.
Right, yeah, which would make sense. Oh, nice. 2 successes and 2 advantages.
Awesome.
On that roll.
Okay, so 2 advantages. You can add another black die to the TIE fighters if you like, or add
that sounds good. Let's keep making them roll black die.
Nice. Okay, so it is their turn now. The TIE fighters again kind of have, try to get back into formation after skipping against each other, and they come in again. Oh, that's really not good for them. 1, 2, 3, 4 failures, and 2 threats. So one of them, they all come screaming in. The same guy must be, just paying more attention to you and not paying attention to formation. He hits up against one of the other ones, kind of pinwheels a bit. Sparks fly out of one of the wings, and then it kind of flies off, and the thing explodes in a blossom of spark and fire.
Kev, I'm going to say to add to the gameplay a little bit here. I'm going to say that the first time that Pash made that maneuver, he noticed how the one TIE fighter was just staying right on his flank and not paying attention to the other guys.
Yep.
So he basically went for the same maneuver again, but pulled him harder into the other two.
Awesome. You get a boost to your next piloting check.
Sweet.
Okay, so you kind of it is now 2 rounds until hyperspace.
All right.
They missed that time. What are you doing?
Rolling for more piloting.
Okay.
Oh, no success, but 3 advantages.
Nice. Okay. So you don't, what do you call it? You're not able to get a same bead on them the way that you did the last couple of times. But let's see here. Gain +1 defense until the end of your next turn. How's that sound?
Cool. That sounds cool.
Okay. So, yeah, you what do you call it? You maneuver it so you become like as narrow, because there's only 2 left right now. It's easy for you to, even though you're not able to get advantage over them, you're sort of keeping your narrowest profile towards them.
Right, making it harder for them to hit me.
Exactly. So there's 2 black.
Wait, and Vex is gonna roll for the mechanics.
Okay.
He got 4 successes.
Nice.
But a threat.
Ooh.
For the last round.
So he, what do you call it? He manages to get a lot of the repairs affected, but unfortunately he's burdened one of the systems, and you suffer 1 point of stress or strain.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Okay. So they once again kind of bring reorient themselves into a 2 fighter format, kind of comes screaming down at you again. Oh no! And I just rolled a despair result for them, and so I got 2 successes. So they did manage to connect, but I rolled a despair and 2 threats, which means they take a minimum of 2. I'm actually going to say that another one of them maybe it's not the guy who blew up. It's one of the remaining guys is the shitty pilot. It goes screaming in, and one of them tries to clearly is trying to stay in formation. The other one is more excited about he managed to get that you can kind of imagine the scene cuts to the inside of the pilot, and he says, "Die, rebel scum," and then kind of sees out of the side of his cockpit of "Oh no!" And it's the other, while he does do another 7 points of damage to the crate fang, the other one smashes into him, and it explodes another ball of fire. There's only 1 TIE fighter left, and only 1 round left until hyperspace.
Whoa. Yikes!
Okay, so your turn. What are you guys doing?
Okay, first, Vex is going to roll the mechanics.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh my god. 2 successes, but 2 threats.
Oh, 2 more strain to the ship. And he
is really bleeding.
In his best, Han Solo impression, hold together, baby.
Yeah.
Now there's maybe some sparks that are starting to fly out of the HMRI, and he's like, "Oh shit, no!" And puts an extinguisher on it. And now, Pash, what are you doing?
He is just trying to. He's basically now. He thinks we got a chance to get out of here.
Yeah.
He's basically trying to make a maneuver to head out in the direction so that the hyperdrive can kick on.
Nice.
This whole time he's been piloting, trying to get away, and now it's we're gonna get out of here. I gotta just gas it.
Nice. Okay.
He rolls. Oh my gosh! Another crazy roll.
Yeah.
3 successes, 2 threats, but a triumph.
Nice. Okay, so let's see here. A triumph. Honestly, you're in that last round, so you what do you call it? What you tell me what happens.
Well, I'm going to say that he succeeds. There's more stress on the ship, as it's just about pulling apart. But then the hyperdrive kicks in right as this guy gets him in his sights, and just like you said, he's about to fire, and zoom, they're gone.
Nice. So there's exactly. Kind of there's that tracking thing, and it kind of
it's
locked on.
Locks in. Yep.
So the cut back to the inside of that cockpit, and what happens is you see the TIE fighter pilot says, "Commander, they just jumped to hyperspace," and the scene cuts to the bridge of a Imperial cruiser. And it's a guy dressed in all long gray uniform, and the long sort of traditional Navy uniform of the Imperial Navy. He looks displeased, and he says, kind of cursing under his breath, "Pash." And one of the the guys who's kind of working the consoles near him kind of looks up. Another human with a British accent says, "Commander Hendrick, orders should we track them, sir?" And he looks back and he says, "Of course, you idiot." It turns and starts stalking away from the bridge. And then we hear the score of Star Wars come up, and the session ends.
Nice.
So give me a second. Let's go to the washroom. I'll be right back for a post.
No, it's fun.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay, so yeah, what's the verdict?
Oh, the game is super fun, and I would recommend it to any Star Wars fan.
Yeah, this is that. Honestly, more so than any other Star Wars RPG that I've run before. This really fucking captures the feel of Star Wars.
Yeah, it was good.
Mm.
It would be fun to do it with your own made characters too.
Yes, definitely. Well, especially with the massive variety of characters you could actually play. What actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up our. Well, actually, no, fuck it. I'll keep recording. I mean, like, really, it's who cares?
Someone wants to watch this.
Yeah, if someone is interested in hearing more about the game, so the what do you call it? What we played through was basically just the first adventure, or the intro adventure in the beginner game. The Starship Combat, how did that feel as a player?
I like it. I think it would be really fun. It would have been a lot of fun with one more player who could have run the guns too.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to I'm gonna look at the Starship Combat rules, because I know there's more. What do you call it? There's more to them than just So there's things like these are a bunch of the actual maneuvers. One sec here. I'm looking at the repairs. Mm, 1 point per success. So the hull repair, it's like I thought, it's actually scaled by your success.
Okay.
It was not.
So that would have helped actually. Like Vex is a good mechanic, man.
Yeah, which would have been a really great way to repair. So here's some of the maneuvers. These are the pilot only things. Accelerate and decelerate. Fly or drive, which is just like moving it. Evasive maneuvers, stay on target, which are exactly what we what we thought, or what we had in there. Punch it. This maneuver allows you to immediately go to your maximum speed from any other speed.
Right.
Angle deflector shields, which you can reassign 1 point of defense from one defense zone to another. So in the full game, there's actually different deflector shields.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense. I guess punch it is sort of what I did do in the last round there.
Yeah. There are different types of actions you can take depending on the size of the ship. Like big, massive ships can do things that are like concentrated barrage or blanket barrage, where they're trying to cover a whole area. Let's see here. So co-pilots can assist. Jamming, which jams communications. You can try and boost shields as an action, and that would be something that what's his name, that Vex could have done. So
okay.
If he wasn't damaged, you reroute power from other systems to boost the defensive system. On a successful check, the vehicle suffers 1 strain, but it increases the defense in one zone by 1 until the beginning of his next turn. So that means an extra black die. Scan the enemy to figure out how damaged the enemy is. Spoof missiles to make incoming missiles miss you, I guess. Excuse me. And then there's specific triumph and advantage abilities that you can get. Oh, wow. There's different critical effects you can get. Upgrade with a triumph, you can upgrade the difficulty of either upgrade your skills for the next test, or upgrade the difficulty of the things targeting you.
Yeah.
Do something vital to turn the battle, like destroy a capital ship's shield generator, or losing a pursuing ship in an asteroid field. There's some really neat extra options in there that there's tractor beams, a bunch of different kinds of weapons. There are critical hits specific to vehicles as well too. If you score a critical hit, yeah, that's pretty. And then also there are what do you call it? There are talent that you can purchase in the specializations that specifically relate to piloting, which I get you got. So like if I didn't scan it unfortunately, but like the okay, so the next tier down from skilled jockey for 10 points, you could take something called full throttle. You make a hard piloting check to increase the vehicle's speed by 1 for a number of rounds equal to your cunning. So like, so like for 3 rounds, your speed would be 1 higher, and your speed is what's used for, I think, like for chasing things or trying to maneuver. Oh, you know what it is? Is that it would affect your gain advantage. Were you trying to gain advantage on the guy? The reason it was a hard test was because the TIE fighters were faster than you. If you had full throttle, you could take an action to, you know, like to boost your speed for 3 rounds, and that would mean that it would be a medium difficulty for the next 3 rounds.
Makes sense.
Improved throttle. Suffer 1 strain to attempt full throttle as a maneuver and decrease its difficulty to average. That's another tier up in your abilities.
Right.
And then there's non-combat stuff as well, like hidden storage. Gain hidden storage in vehicles or equipment that holds items with a total encumbrance equal to ranks in hidden storage.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's different, yeah, and like I said, I mean, there's in the for creating characters itself too. There is, I think, 18 careers, and each of them has 3 different specializations. So careers are things like, see here in Edge of Empire, in this the sort of you know, fringes of the galaxy type game where that we played tonight. The careers are where is it? Oh, sorry. Where the hell are they? Bounty hunter, colonist, explorer, hired gun, smuggler, technician. Oh, and that's all of them. And then sub trees are like, for technician, there's mechanic tree, outlaw tree, slicer talent tree. You start with one of those for free, and then you can gain other ones as you gain XP or as you spend XP as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Then, yeah. Like, so there's then the like what do you call it? There's diplomat in Age of Rebellion. There's diplomat, soldier, engineer, commander, ace. So if you really wanted to focus on like piloting or whatnot. And the other mechanic actually that didn't come into play here is each of the different games has a different kind of like not well, kind of like a role-playing mechanic. In Edge of Empire, you have obligation, like you've got an obligation to some other thing like a hut or, you know, like a crime organization or some corporation or whatever. In Age of Empire, you have a duty. You have a duty to someone or some organization. And in Force and Destiny, you've got a morality metric where you're, and that's the one that seems like, because I dig Jedi, so that's the one that I've been reading the most about. But basically, you have a scale in your morality, and then you pick what do they call it? A virtue, kind of like a virtue and a flaw.
Yeah.
And then that helps in your, what is it? Your emotional strength and an emotional weakness. And then that your morality can fluctuate based on those things. It helps.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like you can. Yeah, you. Yeah, so I shouldn't say I really don't. I don't quite understand it because I haven't read it fully yet. But it's got an overarching kind of like a what do you call it? A role playing sort of template that affects the whole campaign as well. So it's yeah, it's a really like there's just a shit ton of different options you can do with your characters, and you know, all the different races, and it plays really freaking well. We're actually playing this tomorrow night as well. Where I'm going over to actually, remember Drew? You met Drew, I think, on one of our.
Yeah.
Yeah. He and his wife are having us over for Christmas, like an early Christmas dinner kind of thing. And Jaden's coming as well, so we're all going to play the same thing we played tonight through.
Nice.
Yeah.
They'll have fun with it, I think.
It's it's what of those? Is there an area that of those three different games that sort of interests you more than the other ones?
Like, you mean character wise?
Yeah, like so, like what about Star Wars? Like Star Wars role playing really kind of interests you?
Well, you know, I think I could have a lot of fun with a few of them. To me, I guess the Jedi are the most interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
But I could also have fun playing like a droid.
Yeah. Well, and the combos are really cool because like droid is a species. Like you pick your species, you pick your career, you pick your specialization, and that sort of your species gives you your basic stats. And like the way you make a character is you pick a species, which gives you your basic stats and some special ability and some skill bonuses. You pick your career, which gives you certain. You get rank 1 in 4 of the career skills, and then you pick a specialization, and you get rank 1 in 2 of those specialization skills, and then you take 100 XP and you spend that to further customize your character. You can raise skills, you can raise attributes, you can purchase talents, and then like the character that you started playing with isn't really a starting character. The character you ended with is closer to that.
Yeah.
You know, but it's
yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like you would have had.
They start you with are like less than level 1, basically.
Yeah, because you're sort of like the way that these box sets are designed is so that you can learn the game, and then once you sort of know how how skills work and how certain the fundamental rules work, then you can start getting other things that break those rules.
Right.
Right. Yeah, it's, you know, and as a DM, I love how easy it is to reward, you know, cool role playing. Like, because a boost it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be getting, you know, an awesome result. It just means that it's a, you know, it's a way to sort of to give you a little bit of mechanical benefit without giving a flat, you know, bonus.
Yeah, totally.
That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, here's an extra die on this one maneuver.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, no, I've been one of those sort of like not pipe dream, but like wish list sessions that I wanted to try was you know, that playing Jedi on the day of Order 66. And the last Star Wars game was the Saga edition, which is essentially very close to like D&D. And it just, because there's levels involved, and because there's so much like feats and stuff like that, there's a lot of shit to keep track of for characters, and it's not an easy thing to build. And there's the exponential growth that you get with any kind of D20 game. So it's really not been an attractive option for me. This feels like it would be a much fucking cooler way to run that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, agreed. I think this would be a fun game to play.
Mm. Well, see,
and
like,
the learning curve doesn't seem that high, actually.
No, it really doesn't. Like some of the reviews I read were just like, "Oh, the fucking dice mechanic is so stupid," and blah blah blah. And one of the things I read was that how much it was. One of the guys who was really negative about the system was saying how so much of it is house ruling. That players end up house ruling shit. But honestly, I mean, like that. When I read it, I'm like, okay, so you're not looking up how the things work, and people end up having house rule. I thought that was because it's a way that the game is broken. Honestly, like most of the shit that we were doing was just interpreting crap on the fly. But I think that made for a really fucking cool, session.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was like compared to other games we've played, how did the combat feel as a player?
It felt really smooth. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, exciting.
Is narrative a fair way of kind of describing it?
Yeah, I would say.
That's cool. Well, that's always the challenge with role-playing games, right? Is finding a way to properly simulate the excitement of that's supposed to be in combat while still giving some good tactical kind of benefits to the players or tactical options for the players to use.
Right.
Okay, here's a cool thing. Okay, so I'm looking at the Smuggler Pilot talent tree. There is an ability, okay, Dead to Rights. Spend 1 destiny point to add additional damage equal to half agility, rounding up to one hit of a successful weapon attack made by a ship or a vehicle-mounted weapon. So,
Okay.
Dash with Pash, his agility's a 3. That'll be +2 damage for the cost of 1 destiny point. So if you got a really good shot on something, that'd be a cool way of bumping it up by an extra 2, I guess.
Right.
Oh man, and then improves Dead to Rights. Spend 1 destiny point and add additional damage equal to your agility.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Oh man, this is a 25.1. So it costs you 25 points, and it's pretty far down the talent tree. Master Pilot. Once per round, when piloting a starship, you may suffer 2 strain to perform any action as a maneuver.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you were piloting like on the that ship, it's not what do you call it? Like you're not able to really do anything, I guess, because you can pilot, but you don't have access to the gunnery. But if you're in something like an X-wing, like that, you could do spend the 2 strain, do the what do you call it? Like lock on. Spend 2 extra strain to do another maneuver to do evasive maneuvers, and then use your action to attack.
Yeah.
That is really fucking cool. And then you'd have an astromech in the back that would be doing your engineering checks to try and repair the strain that you were doing to your vehicle.
Oh, so can you use the repair to repair strain as well?
Yep, you can use repair to repair either weapon damage, like trauma to the vehicle, or strain.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of the thing. Thanks so much for letting me try out the game too. That was a lot of fucking fun.
It was a blast.
Yeah, that was
great weekend to do it too.
It really, like what a terrific, a terrific way to celebrate Star Wars weekend.
Yeah.
You're going to see on Sunday morning, you said?
Yeah, Sunday at 4:00 actually.
Okay, sweet, cool.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, great way to set up your what do you call it? Your lead up to your Star Wars marathon tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is cool. So give it some thought as to what you because what I'm thinking I think everyone is going to be in a kind of a Star Wars mood with, the film coming out and stuff like that. So I'm gonna with the finding that that online roller is awesome, because that means that it's it's not one of the big barriers for me for the game also was this kind of specialty dice. But if there's an easily accessible online roller that costs nothing, that's awesome.
Yeah, like then why not play it, right?
Heck yeah. Well, I think that also I was reading on the features of it. Apparently, you can display the percentages as well. I don't know how it does that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the chances of getting different things, I guess.
Right.
I don't know how that works, but yeah. So
we'd have to look into it, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like the system is super intuitive, and you can, like, I mean, can you imagine how much fun it would be to be playing in a like 3 or 4 player group while everyone's kind of tossing advantage back and forth to different people and kind of coming up with other ideas to how to
do that. I actually really like that mechanic of when you gain advantage that you pass it off to someone else, basically.
Yeah.
It's like a really good use for it.
It's really, really, yeah. Like, and I mean, I can imagine with, with more players. Like one of the neat things with the Feng Shui game, I ran that for Feng Shui 2 for Brent. It's kind of like a Hong Kong action movie game. It's like it's got a lot of the stuff where it really simulates that kind of high action environment. And one of the things it really requires of players is giving great evocative descriptions to what they're doing. To the point where it suggests giving penalties if players don't do that, like to avoid, because the system is so stripped down, it really requires everyone involved to be adding in that narrative extra to it.
Right.
This does that in a much more exciting way, because you don't have to do that. It's just like, when you get the threat or you get the advantage, that's where it can kind of like, oh man, like, and I love the it as a DM. It really made me be thinking on my feet of like, okay, how the fuck did this? How is this both good and bad for him?
Right. Yeah, because you can basically have things that are both.
Yeah, and it's neat because it's like some of those things are things that I would not have come up with otherwise. Like I would not have, had. Pash both, like, okay, so they don't see you, but like as soon as shit hits the fan, you're way in the open,
right?
And you can just imagine with more people having more different creative inputs come in for that.
Right. I love it.
Yeah, it's I gotta see if I can get Brent to download electronic copies of it, because like I don't have access to I don't have any torrent what do you call it torrent programs anymore.
Oh yeah. I don't really do much torrenting. So.
No, like I have an income now, so like it's not really, yeah. But anyway, that was a shit ton of fun. I really appreciate you giving it a try. I very much look forward to playing it again with you.
Yeah, me too. I'm into this game. I would play it again.
Sweet.
I mean, in the last little while of just about almost all the games we've tried have been pretty fun.
Yeah, it's like the Eclipse. Actually, Brent and I finished the first half of the Eclipse Phase adventure.
Oh, awesome! Did you record it?
I did. Yes, it's it should be on the Dungeon Musings site.
Cool. I'm gonna tune in and watch that.
Nice. Well, this has been a good fucking week for gaming. And then on Tuesday, we're finishing his adventure. His character ended up being a soldier. He's a soldier survivalist. I can't remember what the other thing he picked was, but it's neat because his character is very already very different from you guys. And that's cool too. Like he ended up going to the second floor. He basically when he fought, he got killed by the monster twice, and on the third try he got him. But the way he got him was by jumping on top of the elevator as it was coming up, Like he threw the gate open and then jumped on top, went up a floor, jumped out, and then kind of like he tried to lock the gate, that slipping gate for the elevator with a chain from the bellboy's key.
Okay.
It was really like it's cool seeing how you guys, the different ways you guys responded to it. He ended up breaking into another room, found a guy with a guy who was staying there who had a revolver. He tried to shoot Brent's guy, and then Brent's guy talked him into giving him the gun. And then when the killer came in, he turned around and blew him away.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was neat. So,
But
cool.
Brent only went through that part so far?
Just that part. He's just on the hotel. He just woke up as that Diesel Punk knight right now.
Okay, yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So awesome. Cool. We'll enjoy the Star Wars watch through tomorrow. And let me know what you think of Force Awakens.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right. Take it easy, Jeff.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, sounds good. Talk to you soon.
Good night, Kevin.